Listen, I'm an Ohio boy. I be getting wild, boy. You need to check my style, boy.
Yeah, cause I'm an Ohio boy. Yeah, I'm really making noise. My name really ringing bells. Yeah, I'm a hellraiser. I'm really raising hell, cause I'm an Ohio boy. Yeah, I'm really on top.
I'm a Ohio boy, got the flow like Iceman boy. Got the homie like YM boy, got the blade like Kodak boy.
Cause we some Ohio boys.
Yeah, we some Ohio boy. I'm an Ohio boy. I keep that style, boy. Listen, I'm an Ohio boy.
All my Ohio boys and my Ohio girls. Do we have any Ohio girls in the house other than Ohio boys? I'm an Ohio boy. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. For those of you who've been here for 3 hours, this live stream started at 8:30. It's now 11. We had some legit technical issues. Ohio boy issues, okay? Like DNS stuff, okay? I had to flush a DNS. What's a DNS? I don't know. The Democratic National System. I don't know what the fuck a DNS is, but we fixed it. Thanks to CH, folks. I want a lot of love and a lot of W's in the chat for CH. Okay, Chris. We got on a video call. Fucking, we got through. We worked through it, man. We changed the DNS on my phone. We changed the DNS on the computer. We flushed some DNSs, changed some other DNSs. We did a bunch of things with a bunch of DNSs. I don't know what the hell it is, okay? But all I'm gonna say is we're all some Ohio boys. I'm an Ohio boy. It is Ohio boy. Ohio boy.
I be getting wild, boy. You need to check my style, boy.
Yeah, cause I'm an Ohio boy. Yeah, I'm really making noise. My name really ringing bells. Yeah, I'm a hellraiser. I'm really raising hell.
I'm a hellraiser. Nothing's working. They're off key in every way, shape, or form. Everything is off key. The face tats, everything is fucked. By the way, we got a nice super chat, a thank you, like a sending blessings for the live stream from Honk Big. So Honk Big, I thank your blessings and your super chat. Saved everything. I'm not gonna get into the whole thing. You guys know how to support the channel. Super chats, memberships. We got a membership goal. Join the channel. Support us on Patreon. I love all the patrons. I love all the members. Exclusive membership. Members live stream next week. All that good stuff. Subscribe to the gaming channel. If someone can share the gaming channel link in the live chat, I will pin it. All the good stuff. Let's get into the topics. I'm a little sleepy now. I've been working on this for a while now. So, Ohio boy. So, we're going to jump to the main stuff. Excuse me. We're going to jump to the main stuff and skip the filler on this stream. No, Ohio boy. Actually, why did I close that link? I should keep it open. 1 second. We're going to, this is an extra chill stream now that it took 2 hours to get this stuff fixed. We chilling, okay? I got to go put that falafel sandwich in the fridge now. Dizzle McFizzle has just gifted 5 Do Not Worry memberships, getting us did the goal thing change? It's not changing, is it? No. God damn it. Did it change? I guess I gotta manually update these or something. Thank you so much, Dizzle McFizzle, with the 5 Do Not Worry memberships gifted. Almost at the 300 members goal. So I gotta keep the Ohio boy link open at all times. Ohio boy. Okay. Much love to, yeah, so it's not changing. It's this fucking stream elements, all this stuff. Enough technical difficulties for today. Jim D. Duker sends $2 and says, hooray for Chris. Well, thank you so much, Jim. Hooray for Jim as well. But no, Chris really came through tonight. Thank you so much, Chris. We very much appreciate you. Okay, let's be... All right. Let me just look through what topics we had. Let's get into... We're going to talk about the majority report versus TYT and Ludwig hating Hasan, and then we'll see if we have time for anything else. We'll do the rest. Let's stick to the main. So we talked about Graham Platner on yesterday's stream. Myself and Karine. He had the Nazi tattoo, etc. We don't need to go over all of that. He covered it up. He has gotten it covered up. Let me just move my phone out of the way. Here it is. You guys have seen this. He's posted a video. We're going to look at the video as well. So here it is now. He added some, like, it's like a Celtic thing. He added some like dogs, hopping around like a Celtic knot with doggies. All right, very nice view of the nipple right here. Big, nice close-up of the nipple, in case you guys were curious what this man's nipple looks like. So, that's what that's about. Let's watch the video, shall we?
Hey everyone, Grant Platner here. I want to talk.
Grant Platner here. Huh. I'm an alpha male. Huh. I used to be in the military. Huh. Does he really sound like that?
Talk to you about something. In 2007, when I was a young infantry sergeant in the Marine Corps, myself and some machine gunners I served in Fallujah and Ramadi with were on our 3rd deployment. We were in a naval vessel and we pulled in for a Liberty port in Split, Croatia. We went ashore to do the thing that young Marines do, which tends to be carousing and sometimes getting tattoos.
Carousing? And what is carousing? Does carousing... Does it mean drinking, or does it mean like carousing, like walking around and being a creep? What does carousing mean? Remember to join us on Discord. Ooh, yes. Thank you so much. Ooh, and here's the YouTube gaming from Dreadful. Thank you so much, Dreadful. Let me pin that comment. Bang. So the gaming channel is pinned on top of the live chat. Please subscribe to the gaming channel. We're doing some fun stuff over there. Carousing is riling up. Yeah, what does carousing mean? Let's discover this now that my Google's working again. The Google. I feel like such a boomer today, folks. Such a boomer, but we learned. No, not here. Not here. Here. Ohio boy. Ohio boy. I'm an Ohio boy. Carousing definition. Carousing means the activity of drinking alcohol and enjoying oneself with others in a noisy, lively way. Okay. Okay. Ohio boy.
We wanted to get something that represented
Yes, Rio Dento is now a 5-star resort, Zaytoon 0.
our jobs, our service, fighting in Fallujah and Ramadi as machine gunners. We went ashore, we found a tattoo parlor after a fair amount of heavy carousing, and we found a tattoo on the wall.
I guess carousing is reminding me of canoodling. What the fuck does canoodling mean? Like some kind of like people like hooking canoodling. After a heavy amount of canoodling, we decided to get some tattoos. Carousing, enjoying some libations. We enjoyed many alcoholic libations after a decent amount of ingesting alcoholic libations. We decided to after we were inebriated by the alcoholic libations, we decided to get our some tattoos.
A piece of flash that looked like a terrifying skull and crossbones.
Canoodling is fishing? Really? No way canoodling is fishing. Canoodling. Canoodling definition. Kiss and cuddle amorously. Yes, I was right. It meant hooking up. Alistair Russell says canoodling is fishing. No, it's not. You think me a fool? Okay. Yeah, he did go to Abu Ghraib. We got a viral tweet by from our boy North Star Radio, Comrade Casey.
We thought it looked cool, and so we got it. I have had this tattoo for the last... We thought it looked cool, and so we got it. I have had this tattoo for the last 18 years. I re-enlisted into the United States Army.
We thought it looked cool, so we got it. Kind of dismissive of the whole thing, but I mean, hey.
With this tattoo, where I was screened for hate and gang-related tattoos. I worked for the State Department as a contractor, where I got a full physical, which included screening my tattoos. I've gone through life with this thing, taking my shirt off, having photographs taken, videos.
Oh, we've seen you with your shirt off way too many times. More than I'd care to ever see someone with their shirt off. A politician.
Was taken. I've been very, very open in my life with the fact I had a skull and crossbones on my chest, because that's what I thought it was. It's come to my attention that it has a stark resemblance to a symbol that is used by neo-Nazis.
It has just come to my attention 18 years. 18 years after having this with the hands in the pockets. Notice the hands, you know what I mean? He's got the cowboy. Actually, no, not the cowboy. The cowboy would be sticking the thumbs in the pockets. As such, let me demonstrate. Oopsie. Makuki? Is the camera still working? Oh, no, it's not. After a heavy amount of canoodling, artful decadence, these are not pants, they are shorts. Shorts in the house. We got a couple of super chats over here. Jim D. Dukers sends a tour and says, noodling is a type of fishing for catfish. Noodling! Ah, okay, noodling. So you almost had it there, Alistair. You were not incorrect. You were just slightly mistaken. Dizzle McFizzle sends $5 and says, Irkud bisalam, ya krab al-utat. Ya krat al-utat. So run in peace. Some utat is cats. Krat? I don't know what krat al-utat is, Dizzle. You bastard, what is this? Are you telling me to ruh ballit al-bahar again? Are you telling me to go tile the ocean again? So I'm glad you guys enjoyed my demonstration of the cowboy hand in the pocket motion.
And I want to say that was not the intent at all. And the idea that I've been going around with something like that utterly horrifies me. I know that symbols like this can be incredibly damaging to people, and the idea that I've had it all these years and it could have been read like that is incredibly troubling.
It could have been read like that. Oh, it's so, like, come on, man.
I have lived a life dedicated to anti-fascism, anti-racism, and anti-Nazism. I think that racism and anti-Semitism are a long scourge on our society and a long scourge on our politics, and I think it has no place in our world. For that reason, I have gone and gotten it covered up.
Not again. Stop with the nipple. He can't help himself. He can't help himself. There's too many photos of you with your nipple, man. Like, should I do I need to pull up the other one again? Like, literally, there was him dancing. That was him literally, like, what, yesterday? Here he is with his shirt off in an interview. Can't help himself. Any chance he gets. Here it is. Have I shown you my nipple yet?
Place in our world.
Wait, you haven't seen... Let me mute it. Wait, you haven't seen my nipple yet? Are you sure? Here it is. Man, there it is. Bam. Wait, what do you mean you haven't seen my nipple? Really? Here it is. Everyone's seen it. All right.
I went to a tattoo parlor and I got this to cover up the skull and crossbones.
Skull and crossbones. He's trying to sound like a movie action star. He's trying to sound like someone from like an 80s action movie, man. No. Like, does he really talk like that behind closed doors? So I saw a picture of him in the military when he was young. He does not look like he sounds like that. He looks like a young man. Let's look it up. Graham Platner Army. Let's find an image. He looked like a little child, man. No way he sounds like that. Platner Army young. I saw a photo of him online. He looks like a little boy. There he is. Look at that. No fucking way this guy. Okay, there's no way this guy is like, hey guys, what's up? I'm an American man. I'm running to represent Maine. Like, how the fuck does he sound like that? Right? It's fucking weird. Okay, so anyways, here's the, oh shit, more nipple.
It's a Celtic knot with some imagery around dogs because my wife Amy and I have two wonderful dogs that we love a lot. This far more represents who I am now than even the skull and crossbones did, which I thought that it was. This has come up because the establishment is trying to throw everything it can.
Dizzle McFizzle says, rest in peace, cat balls. Irkud bisalam ya krat al-utat. Oh, krat, you meant cat balls. Irkud bisalam, run in peace. That's so funny. So rest, it got translated as run for some reason. Dizzle, thank you so much. Maki, Dizzle sends you money for your balls.
Can at me. It is terrified of what we are trying to build here. Every second we spend talking about a tattoo I got in the Marine Corps.
Ezeb, EZZB says it's cigarettes. Ooh, makes sense.
Is a second we don't talk about Medicare for all. It's a second that we don't talk about raising taxes on the wealthy. It's a second we're not talking about the material struggles of Mainers as they try to scrape through a system that at its core is trying to rob them. And that's why tonight, I'm just going back right out on the road. We're holding a town hall in Ogunquit, where much like I've been doing for the past month, going around the state of Maine, making myself accessible to Mainers in their communities so I can listen to them. I can hear about what it is they need to change in our political system. And that is what I'm going to continue dedicating my time to. Thank you all very much, and I really appreciate your support through all of this. I will say, it is deeply hard for me personally, but all the outpouring of support telling me to stick with it, telling me that this doesn't matter, telling me that this means that the system is scared, it means the world to me. And I want to say thank you to all of you who have done so.
Way to try to turn and make it about the system. Because people are coming after me. It's like, bro, you have a Nazi tattoo. It's not like they're digging up something like super obscure. It's like you're running around with a Nazi tattoo on your chest. It's like the opposition's trying to take me down. It's like, I mean, this is pretty serious. We all need to know that. So like people that are saying, I mean, honestly, I am kind of disappointed in a lot of the leftists that I look up to online, and they're way too chill about this. Jim D. Duker sends another 5. Thank you so much, Jim. Says, come to Discord where most of us enjoy an honest game of Wordle. I tried Wordle for the first time like last week, and it actually wasn't that bad. And this is also I wanted to talk about this last time, but I didn't have time. This is something he said about like black people on Reddit. Let's watch. I didn't watch this clip yet.
The first Reddit post I wanted to ask you about is from 2013. So someone wrote on Reddit. The first Reddit post I wanted to ask you about is from 2013. So someone wrote on Reddit, what is one question you've always wanted to ask someone of another race? You responded, why don't black people tip? I work as a bartender, and it always amazes me how solid the stereotype is. Every now and again, a black patron will leave a 15 to 20% tip, but usually it is between 0 and 5%. There's got to be a reason behind it. What is it? End of quote. How did you feel rereading that post? And what's your response to people who hear that and think that is like textbook racism and it's offensive?
I mean,
Why do black people not?
End of quote. 5% again, a black patron will leave a 15 to 20%. I wanted to ask someone of another race. You responded, why don't black people tip? I work as a bartender, and it always amazes me how solid the stereotype is. Every now and again, a black patron will leave a 15 to 20% tip, but usually it is between 0 and 5%. There's got to be a reason behind it. What is it? End of quote. How did you feel rereading that post? And what?
I mean, it doesn't sound like he's trolling. He sounds like he's asking a sincere question. So,
what's your response to people who hear that and think that is like textbook racism and it's offensive?
I mean, one, I was legitimately asking the question. I mean, that was the point of the thread, was to ask the question. Amusingly enough,
he's like defending it. He's defending it. It's like, I was legitimately asking the question. I was legitimately curious. Like, you know what I mean?
I remember this time when I had first started bartending, and then I had a conversation with a friend of mine who was black, who was a bartender, who...
Oh, he's trying to pawn that off on his black friend. Oh, is your black friend here to defend himself? Is there a witness to this story? Well, I mean, funny you should ask, because I asked the black bartender what he thought, and he's the one who brought it up. I was channeling him through my Reddit account. That is what happened. You want to see my nipple, by the way? I just got a new tattoo. Have I shown you my nipple?
Did a great job of walking me through structural injustice and the fact of feelings of lack of agency. There were a whole bunch of reasons, and after that, I was like, oh yeah, that makes absolutely perfect sense. It was certainly not meant as a malicious thing. I was asking the question because that was kind of the point of the thread, actually.
So you're saying that this is not something that you were shitposting about. This was not something that you felt, it wasn't meant to be a commentary. It was a question you were sincerely asking on a Reddit thread because you thought there might be some sort of like cultural explanation or something. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, like there was I grew up in Maine. I had never bartended before. I was living in Washington, D.C.
The guy's trying to help him out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, are you sure you're not trying to say that, like, maybe, like, so you weren't trolling, you were maybe trying to say there's like I mean, if I were him, I would at least try to be like, I mean, look, maybe I thought like economically, like maybe if certain demographics earn less on average because they're paid less on the dollar, an African-American hired for the same job as a white person might on average make like 20% less salary. So I figured maybe like he's not even trying to like throw out anything that sounds remotely logical. The other dude's trying to like, hey, so you think there's like a cultural something making it hate? No, I just really thought like I hadn't served a lot of black folks, and that's what I thought. It's like, holy shit. Haley D sends $2. He says that for my next tattoo, a tattoo of a nipple. Oh my god, I tattooed a nipple over my nipple, Jim. You want to see it?
And I honestly, I reread a lot of the comments for obvious reasons. Many of them I'm like, oh God. That one I must say, like, I mean, I was legitimately curious. And it was not, certainly not meant in any malicious way. And I got an answer soon afterwards in reality from an actual person, but.
Okay. So, a lot of leftist commentators, a lot of people that I look up to, people that I'm fans of. We talked about this yesterday. I just quickly want to go over these as context for the Anna Kasparian video that we're about to watch with Jank. Ohio boy. Bunker Cat and their viewers just joined. Say hello. Well, hello, Bunker Cat and viewers. Welcome to the Bunker Kitties, folks. Or the Bunker Cats. Welcome to the Bunker Cat. So Emma Vigland was very quick to, like, you know, sweep everything under the rug. She's like, how many people get tattoos that they thought looked cool but didn't understand the meaning of? How many vets took mercenary work for a period because the U.S. doesn't support them? She's just fucking waving away his Blackwater work. Like, how many vets took mercenary work for a period? It's like not that many. I mean, I know there's a bunch. Most people that worked at Blackwater were vets. But a lot of vets, you know, like started coaching baseball, like whatever, you know what I mean? Like, how many vets? It's just normal. It's normal vet mercenary work. They go hand in hand. That's how she's making it sound. How many young men have shit posted online? Well, I mean, he just said that the black tipper question was not a shit post. Do we want an authentic working class party or not? So she's making the point, like, if we exclude everyone for having a slightly different background or a slight, difference of opinion, then can we really build a powerful enough coalition to win? And then she had another tweet. A censorious hall-monitored liberalism that refuses to accept growth in people unless you're a corporate centrist and all is forgiven, just ask Cuomo supporters, is far more of a threat to the Democratic Party's chances in the future than anything dug up on Graham Platner. Krystal Ball then said, for me personally, I'll take a candidate with a regrettable tattoo over one who has steadfastly supported a genocide. So again, she just calls it a regrettable tattoo. And I mean, look, I'm sorry. As white people, notice that these are all white people. Emma's white, Krystal's white, Ryan Grimm, who also had a tweet. He's white. He says, not to overstate it, but this is a crucial moment for the Democratic Party. If they decide that normal people with some small skeletons in their closet or inked on their chest are not welcome, they are finished because they've tried the other way and it didn't work. Keep in mind, there are white people commenting that like, hey, look, this Nazi tattoo's fine. Put yourselves in the shoes of a minority. Of someone who's Jewish, of someone who's black, of someone who's an Arab. Like, this Nazi tattoo means something entirely different to them than it does to you. And I know, and I know that Emma and Krystal and Ryan are all anti-Nazi and anti-fascism, etc. They're horrified by the genocide in Gaza, all that sort of shit. But like, it's one thing for a white person to be like, oh, look, this white guy's got a Nazi tattoo. He probably got it by accident. But it's gonna make everyone else think, everyone who's not white and who doesn't fit within the Nazi, desired look and race and genome, everyone's going to be like, was he drunk? Like, was it an accident? We're all going to have more questions about it. I'm sorry. Like, it's easy for white people to wave it away. Oh, he was just drunk. Who doesn't get a regrettable tattoo? It happens. Yeah, he's going to have to convince everyone else that it was just an accident. I'm sorry. And yeah, okay, I can believe that he got it drunk in Croatia. He didn't know what it was. Looked like, oh, look at that skull bones and hell yeah, look at that skull tattoo. Let me fucking get it. Hell yeah, we're carousing. We're out here carousing and canoodling. I can imagine him getting it drunk, but like for 18 years, no one pointed it out. No one said that it's a Nazi tattoo. That someone pointed out and he just ignored it and left. That's even more troubling. If someone actually did go like, hey, that might be a Nazi tattoo. He's like, oh, really? Well, no one's going to notice or no one's noticed yet. I guess I'll keep it. Like, that's even more fucked up. How are we supposed to know? So you got all these white people, so no offense, all the left of the whites, being like, hey, it's fine. He just got it by accident. Like, no, it's not fine. I'm sorry. You can't just like, you get on people's shit for way less. They have gotten on people's shit for way fucking less. And this is what Anna's going to get to in a second. Kate sends $3 and says systematic racism is the answer he's looking for. Random eyeliner says my white friends have bad tattoos, not racist ones. Exactly. So that's what Ryan Grimm said. Let me actually try to pull up the Breaking Points video. By the way, again, shout out to Chris for helping us figure this out. None of this would be possible. I would not be able to...
So, guess what, guys?
Okay, so this is Krystal's segment on Breaking Points about... She called it a smear campaign about Graham Platner's tattoo. Look how casually she talks about the tattoo. And again, I'm a huge, big Crystal Ball fan here. Again, I know you guys... So some people don't like it when you criticize someone that you're a fan of. But this is... I'm not a fan of how Krystal talked about this whole story here.
Platner's tattoo has made me more ride or die for him than ever. Let me explain my thinking here.
More ride or die for him than ever. The tattoo.
So, guess what, guys? Graham Platner's tattoo has made me more ride or die for him than ever. Let me explain my thinking here. So, as Ryan and Emily covered yesterday, Maine Democratic Senate candidate Graham Platner is under fire for a variety of old Reddit comments and an extremely poor tattoo choice. So, here's that tattoo.
Extremely poor tattoo choice. Again, we're dismissing a Nazi tattoo as an extremely poor tattoo choice. Oh, it's just he just made a poor tattoo choice. That's what happened. Bunka Cat in the chat with a super chat. Big up you Asian liberals for being dumb. God damn you, Bunka Cat. Always be yourself. I love that everything is an insult. Even in the super chat, we love you. W's in the chat for the one and only Bunka Cat. All the way from Malaysia.
Revealed in a pic of Graham drunkenly serenading the crowd with Miley Cyrus's Wrecking Ball as a gag at his brother's wedding. Honestly, it's a good song. You guys should listen to it. Graham says he got the tattoo with a few of his buddies in the service during a drunken night of shore leave in Croatia.
Like even the joke about Wrecking Ball being a good song, like Krystal, why are you so ride or die for this fucking guy?
And it turns out it's not just a cool-looking skull and crossbones, but a Nazi insignia. Well, yesterday we received the update that he has already had that tattoo covered. Let's take a listen.
I think that racism and anti-Semitism...
Okay, we just watched this. Again, with the nipple. Stop it. Wait, you haven't seen my nipple yet? There it is. Boom. No nipple. Nipple. Haven't seen it? Look at it. All right, enough.
Symbolically. So now the tattoo is obviously still hideous visually, but no longer hideous symbolically. So what are we anti-fascist leftists and progressives to do with all of this? Well, the first and most important question to answer is this man actually a secret Nazi? Obviously, if the answer was yes, that would be disqualifying. But from the available evidence, the idea he's actually a Nazi seems utterly preposterous. Here, the likely, by the way, Palantir hacked Reddit leak is very useful. We can read through a wide variety of Graham's often...
I mean, she just calls it preposterous. I mean, look, he might have a lot of questionable Reddit posts. Nothing... I don't think anything to suggest that he's a Nazi, but he does have that North Star Radio. Let me bring up that North Star Radio tweet. The motherfucker was a guard in Abu Ghraib. Abu Ghraib, the fucking torture prison from Iraq, man. I did a project on that when I was in high school. I talked about Abu Ghraib. That was how fucked up it was. North Star Radio. Comrade Casey, friend of the show. Shout out. Here's an extremely viral tweet. 2.3 million views. Graham Platner was a guard defending Abu Ghraib prison in Iraq. And here's some more detail. And he loved it, according to North Star Radio. He told me later, while he was on patrol at Abu Ghraib, there was an attack on the prison. It was nearly 2 years after the human rights abuses were first reported at the prison. Platner was not involved, they say. That was my first real taste of combat, he said. It was an odd juxtaposition. It was an odd juxtaposition discussing Platner's experiences in Iraq while looking out at the islands on Frenchman Bay. I loved infantry combat, he said. It was like this kind of a high-stakes game where everything you do matters and you need to make decisions under immense amount of stress that are going to impact both your life, but more importantly, the lives of your men. So he said it was this high-stakes... He loved infantry combat. He loved it. He loved shooting people from Abu Ghraib prison. It was a fun, high-stakes game where everything you do matters. It's like playing Battlefield 6. Jim D. Duker sends a $5. Thank you so much, Jim. And says, hey, Bunker Cat, we left the back door open for you. Jim, the legend, interacting with another legend in our live chat right now. So he loved being a guard at Abu Ghraib. I mean, okay, he says that he wasn't there while the atrocities happened, but I mean, still.
impolitic comments, which he made when he thought he had internet anonymity and no expectation of Graham's often impolitic comments, which he made when he thought he had internet anonymity and no expectations of running for public office. So what do we see in those comments? Well, some comments on sexual assault and race that are definitely not progressive, for which Graham has expressed regret, and some comments proclaiming himself a psychedelic-taking communist and Antifa super soldier, which would make him about the furthest thing possible from being a Nazi. For what it's worth, he was also a Michael Brooks fan, crediting the late socialist commentator with his political shift and mourning his untimely death. So between the fact that we actually have access to his edgiest shitposts, and none of them are far right, and the fact that I am personally married to a man who accidentally got a Metallica tattoo, while sober, I might add, but he thought it looked cool, so he just went for it.
Okay, there's a difference between Krystal, I see, and Cal Kalinske. Krystal's married to Cal Kalinske. A huge fan of Cal Kalinske. He once reacted to one of my clips. Love Kyle. Look up to Kyle. I think he's also being pretty chill about this. There's a difference between getting a Metallica tattoo. Metallica is a band, Krystal, okay? It is one thing to get a Metallica tattoo by accident, sober or drunk, or a Nazi symbol by accident. Metallica, a band, Nazi symbol. There's a difference. I know what you're trying to do, but there's a difference, Krystal. Come on. Come on. And we all love Cal Kalinske here. Everyone's a Cal fan. But no, it is not the same thing. It is not the same thing.
I do believe Graham's Croatia shore leave story and think we can confidently reject the theory that he is somehow a secret Nazi. For me, this makes the question of whether to continue supporting Graham or not extremely simple and also vitally important. In fact, I genuinely believe that this Graham Platner question is at the heart of what course the Democratic Party is going to take for the future. Will establishment Democrats continue to limit the field?
And June makes a good point. Your husband isn't trying to run for Senate, girl.
To the most professionally boring and uninspiring people on the planet, continue to limit the heart of what course the Democratic Party is going to take for the future. Will establishment Democrats continue to limit the field to the most professionally boring and uninspiring people on the planet, or will the Democratic base reject their smear tactics and force a new anti-oligarch?
Professionally boring. So it's like she's using, look at this.
Establishment Democrats continue to limit the field to the most professionally boring and uninspiring people on the planet.
Professionally boring or uninspiring. Okay, look, you don't have to be professionally boring or uninspiring. I 100% agree with that, but does the alternative have to be someone with a Nazi tattoo? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're excusing this so bad. Like, oh, everyone else is so boring. This guy's cool. He's got Nazi tattoos. He was in the military. He killed Iraqi kids. He went to Afghanistan. Like, why? What is it about this dude that people like? And again, I get it. People can evolve and change. And if you're in the military, like we got some veterans in the live chat. We got veterans, beloved veterans in our community. I get it. You can grow and change, but like, that's one thing we're willing to look over to look, you know, we'll look over the we'll overlook the being a veteran and being in the military. That's one thing. Then he joined Blackwater as a mercenary. You know what? We'll overlook that too. Nazi tattoo, like, let's overlook the Nazi. Some sketchy Reddit posts, we'll overlook that. But like the Nazi tattoo, you also want us to just overlook the Nazi tattoo and your description of the whole situation. Well, at least he's not a boring establishment Democrat. He's kind of fun, right? Like, come on, Krystal, no, this isn't fun.
Or will the Democratic base reject their smear tactics and force a new anti-oligarch direction? Because if you are...
And they're not even smears. Like, it's not, I'm sorry, it's not a smear. It's a Nazi tattoo. Like, they're calling this a smear campaign. It's not a smear campaign because he does have a Nazi tattoo. Whether he knows it is or not, that doesn't matter right now. They're saying, yo, he's got a fucking Nazi tattoo on his chest. And that's true. So they're not even smearing him technically. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Opening the gates to a broader range of candidates who haven't just been planning presidential runs since they were like 5, like total psychos, you're going to get some warts. You're going to get some weird tattoos, some off-color remarks, some very messy life trajectories.
Weird tattoos. Again, Nazi tattoo is not a weird tattoo. You're going to get, yeah, you might get some weird tattoos. Like, it's more than just a weird tattoo.
You're going to get some warts. You're going to get some weird tattoos, some off-color remarks, some very messy life trajectories. The reward, though, is you get a party that doesn't give America the ick. As Emma Vigeland puts it, quote, censorious hall monitor liberalism that refuses to accept growth in people unless you're a corporate centrist and all is forgiven, just ask Cuomo supporters, is far more of a threat to the Democratic Party's chances in the future than anything dug up on Graham Platner. And it's more than the Democratic Party's chances which are at stake here. Status quo neoliberalism has failed to deliver for people, and those failures are exactly what enabled the rise of fascism. The question of whether the Democratic Party base can elevate new candidates with new profiles and most critically new politics is existential for the party and for the country as a whole. So Graham's tattoo...
I mean, look, he probably is a better choice than the old lady he's running against. She's like a Zionist and pro-Israel, and she's pro-war. All that sort of shit. He probably ultimately might be a better choice. And But like, they didn't even question it. That's my thing. Like, if you want to forgive the guy, give it a couple days. Bring him onto the show. Have him explain himself. Ask the tough fucking questions. Have him convince you and convince your audience of non-white people who aren't that okay with someone who, just got a Nazi tattoo by accident. Actually put his feet to the fire, and then let's decide, okay, do we forgive this guy? But to them, this is either such a dire election and what's happening with Trump and with Israel and shit. They're like, we need this guy to win no matter what. So they're just overlooking a bunch of shit just to get him to fucking win. But they were so quick to forgive him. Oh, Nazi tattoo, whatever. It's just an accident. It's all a smear campaign. They're lying about him, etc., etc., etc. Have him on your show. Like, have him explain what the fuck is happening. It might be boring to hear him say the same shit over and over again, but like, he might need to convince people. And you need to ask the hard questions. The fact that they're not willing to do that and they're so willing to just forgive the guy is a bit strange. We don't need to watch the rest of the thing. I just wanted to, like, the way she talks about his tattoo so casually, I just wanted to talk about it. We're going to talk about Anna and watch Anna and Cenk's video complaining about this coverage of Graham. But first, I have to show. We did this last time as a test, but I actually posted this on Twitter.
Oh, APAC! I didn't know what APAC is. Oh, give me a title. I love Israel. I love Israel.
I had to do my own. I had to do my own. This is Cenk freaking out during the when Anna got attacked by the dog. He was doing his own APAC, a little thing, and this is Anna from the infamous Anna video. Let's enjoy the two of them together. This is my work, okay? This is my work, my meme.
Oh, APAC! I didn't know what APAC is. Oh, give me a title. I love Israel. I love Israel. I love Israel. I bow down to Israel. Oh, APAC! I didn't know what APAC is. Oh, give me a
Cenk, ooh, APAC. I don't know what APAC is. Ooh, I only know. Ooh. He fucking kills me. Cenk makes me laugh more than Anna. Like, Cenk is way funnier than Anna in this.
Oh, APAC! I didn't know what APAC is. Oh, give me a title. I love Israel. I love Israel. I love Israel. I bow down to Israel. Oh, APAC! I didn't know what APAC is. Oh, give me a title. I love Israel. I love Israel. I love Israel. I bow down to Israel.
Dude, what is happening over at TYT? What is happening at TYT, man? What is happening, man? They're losing their minds. I love it. Yo, I'm starting to love Cenk and Anna. Like, at one point they fell off and everyone was shitting on them. I'm honestly getting back on the Cenk and Anna train. The video we're about to watch, I honestly kind of fuck with it. But it's really funny. They said a lot. They have a lot of horrible takes, and the whole, like, the Venezuelan gangs taking over the buildings and stuff. I know. And Anna getting super angry about the birthing person stuff. But, like, ultimately, I think they were treated kind of unfairly. One more time. Can we do this one more time?
Oh, APAC! I didn't know what APAC is. Oh, give me a title. I love Israel. I love Israel. I love Israel. I bow down to Israel.
Oh, APAC! I don't know what APAC is. Oh, if you only give me a tiny. Oh, Cenk is a legend. Just the Cenk thing. Well, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Oh, APAC! I didn't know what APAC is. Oh, give me a title. I love Israel. I love Israel. I love Israel. I bow down to Israel.
With the yes in the background from Anna. This is just fucking okay. Let's watch the TYT video that is sparking some shit between Anna, Cenk, Sam Cedar, and Emma Vigeland. Let's go. Drama time.
Graham Platner, a Democrat running for a Senate seat in Maine, has become engulfed in a firestorm of controversy regarding some old social media posts, Reddit posts, and even a tattoo that now is confirmed to be a Nazi symbol. So we'll get to the tattoo in just a minute, but first some background on Platner if you're not familiar with him. So basically, he was born and raised in Maine, okay? He joined the Marines shortly after high school, serving tours in both Iraq and Afghanistan. Beginning in 2011, he attended George Washington University and worked as a bartender. Pretty simple life, hate the fact that he had to serve multiple tours in the Middle East for wars that were complete and utter failures, and a lot of our soldiers suffered from PTSD as a result. Platner happens to be one of them. Now, during that time, Platner would still go away for military deployments ever so often. He eventually withdrew from the university.
I'll be right back. Gonna put my sandwich in the fridge.
And returned to Maine because he needed PTSD treatment. Now, in 2018, Platner briefly returned to Afghanistan as a contractor for a company, a private contractor known as Krystal, which is the same as Blackwater. Blackwater was had just so thoroughly destroyed its reputation for the war crimes that were committed in the Middle East that they rebranded to another name. But that same year, he quit working as a security contractor and returned to Maine to begin working as an oyster farmer, and he's been doing that ever since. Okay, so look, it's worth noting that Platner has extensively discussed, both in public and in some of his leaked Reddit posts, how his military service radicalized him against the military-industrial complex. So that was a pivotal experience for him, and he learned from it in a good way, right?
Okay, so I guess that's good. You know, we forgive. So, but again, I said, like, okay, you forgive the military experience, but then you forgive the mercenary thing, and then the tattoo on top of that. Like, you're asking too much. You're asking it too much.
He realized what was actually going on with some of our U.S. foreign policy.
Oh, she's transphobic, right? Yeah, okay, that's kind of fucked. So people are in the chat are saying that Anna is against trans people in locker rooms. Really, Anna? Jesus, Anna.
And it opened his eyes. And I want to just be clear, people, of course,
Comrade Casey in the chat. W's in the chat for Comrade Casey. North Star Radio.
Are able to evolve and change. All sorts of people that we have talked about on the show have posted things online or on social media that we didn't like, but you give people a chance if they say that they've grown from that. Now, Platner began his campaign for Senate in August of this year. Here's an excerpt from his announcement video.
We have watched this state become essentially unlivable for working class people, and it makes me deeply angry. My name is Graham Platner, and I'm running for U.S. Senate in Maine to defeat Susan Collins. A decade of military service going overseas, farming oysters to feed my community, diving to lend a hand to other fishermen, trying to start a family. But everywhere I've gone,
I'm an oyster farmer, and I like to help my community. Okay, guys, last time I had some custard. Right now I'm having rice pudding, or as we call it in Arabic, it is a palib. It's a little liquidy. Been in the fridge for a couple days. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's one of those ones that, you know, you get them as an extra with your plat du jour. About to have some rice pudding, some riz of halib. Let's go. Let's go.
it seems like the fabric of what holds us together is being ripped apart by billionaires and corrupt politicians, profiting off of destroying our environment, driving our families into poverty, and crushing the middle class. I did 4 infantry tours in the Marine Corps and the Army. I'm not afraid to name an enemy. And the enemy is the oligarchy. It's the billionaires who pay for it, and the politicians who sell us out. And yeah, that means politicians like Susan Collins. People know that the system...
Ooh, Bad Pierogi just gifted 1 Do Not Worry membership. Thank you so much, Bad Pierogi.
...is screwing them. They know it in their bones. Nobody I know around here can afford a house. Healthcare is a disaster. Hospitals are closing. We have watched all of that get ripped away from me. Why can't we owe more...
The political ad, we're going to go after the billionaires. We need better healthcare. You get the picture. He is in favor of Medicare for all, universal child care, banning private equity and hedge funds from buying homes, ending government subsidies for drug companies. Now, let's get to the controversies.
Okay, we say that, yes. You can say it's typical progressive. It's not a typical Democrat. Janet Mills, his primary opponent, is a corporate establishment governor of Maine and will do none of those things. Has never done any of those things, will never back any of those things.
She's too old.
She's 77 years old.
She's too old. This is insane. So I have no love for Mills. I don't want anyone to think that I'm like sitting here and like, oh, Platner bad, but Mills great. No, Mills sucks. And Mills is a symbol of the rot in the current Democratic establishment. I want to be clear about that. At the same time, though, I have a huge problem with, I think progressives, whether they're in the media or even progressive voters, you're not going to be saved by a single politician. And there's like this constant search for the one savior, the Messiah, who's going to deliver us from this terrible economic system. It doesn't work that way. You need to build people power. You need to build coalitions, an effective outside.
She's kind of right, in a way. And Republicans do that too, but everyone's always looking like, who's the next Trump? And now Democrats like, who's the next? They don't have a leader. Like Bernie Sanders was kind of the quasi-leader of the Democratic Party, at least publicly for a while, in terms of like what the public thought. Now maybe you can say AOC's the face, but like they always need like, who's the face of the party? Who's gonna save it? Now like Zohran Mamdani is kind of like the closest thing to that they have. But like, what's Zohran gonna do? He's the mayor of New York. He's gonna be busy and bogged down by all of that shit. Like ultimately, I do get what she's saying.
Pressure campaign to actually accomplish these policies, because one person, even if Platner, even if you fully trust him and elect him and he's in the Senate, he's not going to be able to unilaterally do anything. Okay?
I know, but it's better than having a corporate stooge. So it's like, I mean, I don't want to give up. I want to support the candidates that are much more likely to be on our side. So he's not a corrupt, slimy, robotic politician. So, okay, so what did they do? They dug up the Oppo research.
Yeah.
So the Oppo research is, oh, okay, he was a bad guy at some point, wrote mean things, terrible things at some point in his life. Yeah, I've been through that. So I don't care. I support him completely. But okay, let's give you the Oppo research first. So, by the way, brought to you by the Crypt Keeper, Chuck Schumer.
So even Cenk, I mean, even Cenk says that he supports him. He doesn't care about the tattoo, etc. So it's important to keep that in mind.
So Chuck Schumer is the dirtbag who destroys any populist Democratic candidate in a primary and then goes, well, I was about to rub my hands. I know I'm not allowed to, okay? But he reports back to his corporate donors, don't worry.
Can't help himself. Cenk has got to rub his hands. Cenk just has to rub his hands.
Oh, AIPAC. I didn't know
We're gonna
AIPAC is.
surveil everybody.
Give me a title. I love Israel. I love Israel. I love Israel. I bow down to Israel.
Oh, dude, Cenk. Oh my God, Cenk.
AIPAC. I didn't know AIPAC is.
This gets me every time. This gets me every time. Oh, AIPAC. I don't know what AIPAC is. Oh, it's so good.
Sorry, I destroyed the outsiders. Congratulations, Chuck. Anyway, go ahead.
So in 2013, he wrote, in today's current climate, when every whisper of a misplaced hand, he's talking about women here, every whisper of a misplaced hand brings down a feature-length film, anyone who actually thinks the military is purposefully covering up rape, they have been, to save the career of some goddamn captain, they do, is clearly both an idiot and junior enough in rank or life experience to think it matters. Another comment from that.
That's fucked up. He said that, huh? In today's current climate, when every whisper of a misplaced hand brings down a feature-length film, and anyone who actually thinks the military is purposely covering up rape to save the career of some goddamn captain is clearly both an idiot and junior enough in rank or life experience to know or to think that it matters. That's pretty fucked up right there.
That same year, how about people just take some responsibility for themselves and not get so effed up they wind up having sex with someone they don't mean to. Men and women, you make a choice to consume enough of a substance to lose your self-control. So if you don't want to be in a compromising situation, act like an adult for F's sake, which is ironic given the fact that he apparently got a Nazi symbol as a tattoo.
Okay, cool. So he's victim blaming. Hey, ladies, you don't want to get raped? Don't get drunk. Don't wear a short dress and go somewhere where there are like men, okay? Because you're putting yourself in a compromising and dangerous situation. What can I say? Don't clip this, okay? This is Graham Platner. Jordan M. Sends a $5 donor. Thank you so much, Jordan. It says, call me crazy, but I wouldn't vote for a former guard at Auschwitz just because he apologized for it. Platner worked at Abu Ghraib. Screw him. Exactly. He worked at Abu Ghraib, worked at Blackwater. Like, there's too many knocks against the guy. Nazi tattoo, Abu Ghraib, Blackwater, 3X veteran. The veteran stuff is, you can overlook that. You're like, you know what? He's doing his thing. He's serving his country. But like the Blackwater was kind of unnecessary. The Nazi tattoo is kind of unnecessary. And serving at Abu Ghraib, kind of fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't see how he can come back from that shit.
Tattoo, and his excuse is that he was in the Marines and he was drunk when he did it. Under a post titled, "What is a question you have always wanted to ask someone of another race?" Here's what he wrote. Why don't black people tip? I work as a bartender and it always amazes me how solid this stereotype is. 0 to 5%.
It had all these grooves. I'm just Lisa and Rest. You guys, and they helped to Lisa.com, our viewers. That's 20% Lisa.
Cenk paying the bills.
Comments in a socialist firearms subreddit. If people expect to fight fascism without a good semi-automatic rifle, they ought to do some reading of.
Brady has a good point, asks, okay, so the former guard you wouldn't vote for, but what about the politicians who put the guard in place? Because that's his opponent. Again, we're back in a lesser of two evil situation right now. This is what this election has turned into. It was like, oh, look at this fucking awesome guy. But I mean, again, how awesome was he really with all of that, with the Blackwater experience? But like, hey, look, do you want an ex-mercenary, potential Nazi, maybe slightly racist guy, or this horrible person? Like, it's, again, we're back to shitty candidates. Like, is that the best that America has to offer? Like, really? I can think of 30 people from my live chat right now that would make better representatives than any of these people fucking running. All of you guys are fucking better.
History, he wrote in one since deleted post. In another, he said that an armed working class is a requirement for economic justice. There's more. I mean, there's a lot, right? The biggest issue I have is the tattoo. So I want to get to that in just a minute, but before I do, thoughts, Cenk?
Yeah, I mean, so he also said that he was a communist, he was a socialist, he said disparaging things about cops, and the list goes on. Okay, so by the way, he's a communist and a Nazi. Curious. You're right to point out the
Yo, Dizzle, can I call in to give a vet's perspective? Of course, that would be fucking awesome. Just give us a few minutes. Let's finish this clip. Let's get done with this segment, and then we'll try to have you on like through Zoom or something.
Irony of don't do stupid stuff while you're drunk. Oh, I did a stupid thing while I was drunk. Totally right to point
Rape
out
is
that.
okay.
No, he didn't say rape is okay. He didn't say that.
Right.
Okay, and so, but it doesn't matter because those comments were 12 years ago. Look, guys, this is needle in a haystack. Okay, now maybe they found a couple of needles here, but most of the posts are from the Reddit times. The only other thing that's different is the tattoo. Okay, so we're gonna explain why he got the tattoo too, or at least give his explanation. So, but whenever there's an outsider on the left or the right, now on the right usually they have like tons of baggage like Herschel Walker, etc. But on the left, this guy has had no issues up until now. He has been fantastic on the campaign trail. He's been open to independence and even the right? And he has brought in a populist surge in Maine. He's raised a lot of money, all grassroots against corporate donors, etc. So then the crypt keeper comes in and goes, no, the donors have to be served loyally. And this guy doesn't seem like he's gonna serve the donors. So he then convinces Janet Mills, that's of course Chuck Schumer, convinces Janet Mills, the governor. Okay,
we're gonna skip to the drama, guys. Discord, the problem with Discord is I've tried to do Discord calls and they've not worked in the past.
Israel. Okay, I'm not interested in goddamn Chuck Schumer and his stupid donor class. I would much rather have an authentic guy who made a bunch of dumb mistakes earlier in his life than a bunch of people I know to be corrupt. I know sell us out every single day, and I know they have no intention of passing any of the Democratic policies. Chuck Schumer has proven his whole life that he's deeply, at a bare minimum, that he's either deeply incompetent, a buffoon who couldn't pass the most popular bills in the country. Paid family leave's at 84%, buffoon. Did you pass it? No. When you had clear majorities in the House, the Senate, and you had the White House. The reality is he's not a buffoon. He's corrupt. He doesn't want to pass any of those bills. I will never vote for one of those Chuck Schumer goons, okay? So give me Graham Platner with all of his mistakes and all of his faults, and you go dig mainstream media, bunch of hacks. Schumer gives you the info, you're like, oh, I'll type it up, okay. He's a bad guy, outsider, for change, a populist, bad guy, okay? I got it, I've been through this 1,000 times. Come on, Anna, we've been through it 1,000,000 times.
Yeah, we have been through it 1,000,000 times, Jake. Always, always. We put our whole support, we overlook all of the red flags, put all our support behind the progressive. He's the progressive. Okay, red flag, ignore it. Red flag, ignore it, ignore it, ignore it. He's gonna save us, he's gonna save us. Oh, are we now discussing?
I don't need him to save us. I need him to win this race rather than Susan Collins or Janet Mills, who swear that they will represent every other.
So Anna's getting annoyed, by the way. Notice that. He keeps interrupting Anna. He just interrupted her twice. Look at her face right here. This is gonna come up in a second.
Save us, he's gonna save us. Oh, are we now discussing?
I don't need him to save.
Interruption number 1. So Cenk, Cenk gets a little passionate, gets a little excited. So he just interrupted Anna.
I need him to win this race rather than Susan Collins or Janet Mills, who swear that they will represent.
Interrupted. She tried to get a word in. Cenk would not let her.
Every other corporation and foreign government, but never the citizens.
That's exactly what John Fetterman ended up doing.
I know, Fetterman's a douche. Fetterman is a toxic cancer in this country, not just because he immediately switched over and now he lapsed the feet of Donald Trump. He's sitting there licking his feet and Netanyahu's, he's disgusting. But the bigger problem with Fetterman is he's doing what Anna's right. Anna's right. The problem is that toxic a-holes like Fetterman cause such cynicism that when people come by now, everybody goes, no, I don't want to vote for anybody. Because remember Fetterman, right? Fetterman, you're the worst person, man.
No, hold on.
Jesus Christ. The way you betrayed people and sold them out for Israel, congratulations.
Anna's losing it.
Now you got everybody questioning every candidate. Go ahead, Anna.
Can I go ahead?
Yeah.
Okay. There were.
Ooh, look at that. We got TYT. Forget Anna and then Cenk fighting against the majority report. You got Anna fighting Cenk. And the vibes are also kind of off on TYT. Like, you know what I mean? Like the vibes, they're always like kind of bitter. Like Anna is always kind of in a shitty mood. Cenk is always kind of angry and yelling. I know Cenk gets passionate and stuff. So does Anna. But like sometimes she just like feels bitter. And this is one of them right there.
Every candidate. Go ahead, Anna.
Can I go ahead?
Yeah.
Okay. There would
shit, like the silence, like, and I'm watching this on. Let me slow this down a little bit.
Go ahead, Anna.
Can I go ahead?
Yeah.
Okay. There were red flags with Fetterman too, but everyone was so certain that what he was saying, the surface level stuff he was saying, was true. I'm not saying don't vote for someone. I'm saying don't ignore the red flags, and more importantly, how does the left not see this? Maybe they don't see it because they didn't go through what I went through. But how do you like ruin someone's life? How does Majority Report do 5 videos on me saying I don't like calling women birthing people? And that's worthy of full cancellation. You are irredeemable. You are a TERF. You are a transphobe. You are garbage, right? How does that happen? But suddenly we find ourselves in a situation where the very same people are defending a guy who got a freaking Nazi tattoo, and he claimed he didn't know it was a Nazi symbol when he got it. Okay, maybe I will give him that. I find it dubious, but okay, even if I took that for face value, he was drunk, he was in the Marines, he didn't know it was a Nazi symbol.
So Anna, what do you guys think of that? So Anna's like, listen, you guys are so quick to throw me under the bus and shit all over me for being upset about the birthing person thing. But now if you guys in the chat are saying that Anna actually like is against trans people in bathrooms and stuff like that in public bathrooms, then that's a whole other thing, that she is kind of a transphobe, or like, you know, she's making it seem it's harder to defend her in that aspect. But if she's just talking about the birthing person thing, yeah, she's still very fucking upset about that. But honestly, I kind of agree with Anna. Like they threw Anna so fast, they got rid of her so fucking fast for like a couple of bad takes or a couple of questionable takes. Let's just say that. Okay, you can have a disagreement with that. But this fucking dude who's a mercenary, who's a Blackwater mercenary, an Abu Ghraib prison guard, and has a Nazi tattoo. You got Krystal Ball, Emma Vigeland, Sam Cedar, Ryan Grimm being like, hey, it's okay. Who doesn't have a couple of skeletons in their closet? Get the joke, skeletons, tattoos, hey. Everyone's being so fucking chill, and Anna is like untouchable now. You can't touch Anna. She's a toxic personality.
You are a trans. How did this? I'm saying don't.
Let's see that again.
That what he was saying, the surface level stuff he was saying was true. I'm not saying don't vote for someone. I'm saying don't ignore the red flags. And more importantly, how does the left not see this? Maybe they don't see it because they didn't go through what I went through. But how do you like ruin someone's life? How does Majority Report do 5 videos on me saying I don't like calling women birthing people? And that's worthy of full cancellation. You are irredeemable. You are a TERF. You are a transphobe. You are garbage, right? How does that happen?
And look at the veins on her neck, by the way.
I don't like calling women birthing people. And that's worthy of full cancellation. You are irredeemable.
Like, damn, look at this thing, man. She's like fucking upset. She's angry right now. You know what I mean? When those veins are activated, you got anger mode activated, like fucking Bruce Banner shit.
You are a TERF. You are a transphobe. You are garbage, right? How does that happen? But suddenly we find ourselves in a situation where the very same people are defending a guy who got a freaking Nazi tattoo, and he claimed he didn't know it was a Nazi symbol when he got it. Okay, maybe I will give him that. I find it dubious, but okay, even if I took that for face value, he was drunk, he was in the Marines, he didn't know it was a Nazi symbol, he got it. Then he keeps it on his body and doesn't cover it up for like 20 years?
I think that proves the opposite. But to your point, look.
Cassie says no one canceled Anna. She canceled herself by freaking out and abandoning the cause and by abandoning trans people. But I think, Cassie, also what might have happened, and like, correct me if I'm wrong, I think what also tends to happen a lot, and what I've noticed, is that she might have had a bad take about trans people. Maybe even said something that is potentially transphobic. But the way that the internet reacts, instead of making you want to change your mind and grow, sometimes it makes you want to double down because they're so insulting, and the way they're so dismissive that maybe there was a way to get Anna back. Maybe there was a way to make Anna understand, like, hey, Anna, the way you're talking about this, it kind of makes you sound transphobic. This is what maybe you might be trying to say. What if you try to hear this out or hear this person out? But the way the internet recently, and as a victim of that myself recently, I may if I may attest to that. Sometimes I feel like it forces you to double down when, like, if someone approached you in a different way or brings something up in a different way, like, you know, I think the internet in a way is partly to blame for what Anna is now. Like, I mean, a channel like The Vanguard, which I've enjoyed a lot of their videos, but like The Vanguard constantly posting videos like Anna's crazy, Anna's crazy, Anna's a transphobe, Anna's a transphobe, Anna's crazy. Doesn't that eventually kind of make you go crazy? Doesn't that eventually kind of make you become or like want to just double down? And part of that kind of happens with Ethan as well. Like Ethan at first, like when like you would think that like when people accuse Ethan of like you killed Shredder or you did that, and he accuses other people of doing horrible shit. I'm not defending Ethan in any way, shape, or form, but when you also throw that shit at Ethan, like you killed your dog with cheddar cheese and you did that, you're never gonna reach that person. You're making it impossible to build a bridge with that person. And I think a lot of that happened with Anna. So part of her, I think, is just really hurt by how she feels like she was treated. And in her mind, like, she's like, I agree with the left 90%. Maybe I disagree on this one issue. Why did you have to completely throw me out? I understand why these people are lashing out. I'm not defending everything, but that's kind of what I'm saying. And again, you guys don't have to agree or disagree with what I'm like. You can disagree, or like, you know what I'm saying. I'm just sharing my opinion.
And that's not cancelable, right?
No, but you're getting angry at the wrong side of it, Anna.
I'm getting angry at the exact same people. Right?
I know, but at the wrong side of it. The correct answer isn't they should also cancel Graham Platner. The correct answer is instead of being greedy douches who are like, oh, we're gonna get another left winger and we're gonna grab their audience. Yeah, I said it, Emma and Sam. Okay, oh, let's cancel them. They said something slightly wrong, right? So, okay, yeah.
Jank right now is just bitter about losing viewers. Like, Anna's like, you canceled. They're both so petty. They're both so bitter about so much. Like, Anna's like, you canceled me, you motherfuckers. And Jake's like, you took my viewers. You took my audience. Oh, we're gonna take your audience. He can't help it. He has to rub his hands. He wants to. What are we doing here? What's happening here? What?
Everybody.
Give me a title. I love Israel. I love Israel. Oh, AIPAC. I didn't know what AIPAC is. Oh, give me a title. I love Israel. I love Israel. I love Israel. I bow down to Israel. Oh, AIPAC. I didn't know what AIPAC is.
Oh, I don't know what AIPAC is. Oh. I fucking love this shit. Okay. So Jank now is making this about Sam and Emma canceling TYT to steal their audience. This is going crazy.
Who are like, oh, we're gonna correct at the wrong side of it. The correct answer isn't they should also cancel Graham Platner. The correct answer is instead of being greedy.
Like instead of canceling Graham Platner, they should have never canceled us to begin with. They should have been. And I mean, look, in a way, I mean, like, is Jank transphobe? Like, does Jank I've heard Jank say that he supports trans kids doing like sports in high school and in school and stuff, right? I think Jank has a different take than Anna on that. But yeah, I mean, the way majority report, and I want to talk about how Hasan fits into all of this, because I do think that Hasan kind of does throw Jank under the bus a little bit, and I love Jank's giving and stuff, but like, if I were Hasan, I would try to like defend or help my uncle a bit more. Like the way Hasan openly sides with Sam Cedar when he knows how much his uncle hates Sam Cedar. And I don't know if Hasan has tried to build bridges. I'm sure he has, but like maybe not hard enough.
Douches who are like, oh, we're gonna get another left winger and we're gonna grab their audience. Yeah, I said it, Emma and Sam. Okay, oh, let's cancel them. They said something slightly wrong.
But Jank just can't help himself. He seems so unhinged. Like, if he were my uncle, I'd be like, Unc, really, you gotta stop with the cringy stuff. Like, if you get mad at majority report, you don't have to do like faces and like, oh, you stole my, like, he looks like, he really is like Alex Jones in many ways. Like, you gotta chill. No one's gonna take you seriously. This is gonna come off as cringy and funny, Jank. You gotta, like, stop being so dramatic on fucking stream, man.
Their audience. Yeah, I said it, Emma and Sam. Okay, oh, let's cancel them. They said something slightly wrong, right? So, okay, yeah. So you should hate them.
That's so fucking cringy. That's so cringy. And part of me, I still have a soft spot for Anna and Jank. Despite everything that they've done, I've watched them for so many years, and I know that Jank and Anna are very passionate about a lot of things, and especially the way Anna talks about Palestine. So, but I know, again, Jank with the union busting, like, I know, very problematic in many ways. But I still have a soft spot for them, and I don't like to see them embarrassing themselves. And like a lot of the times, like, I cringe, but I cringe because I used to care about them. And I'm like, ugh, like, don't be doing that. You know what I mean? Noxolato sends $2 and says he sort of plays both sides, never calls out Jank. Yeah, but like, he's your uncle, man, and he did give him his opportunity. Rachel Atwood sends $2 and says, why is Jank acting like he's an expert on Maine? Yeah, I have no idea, by the way. I have no idea.
For that, not go and cancel Graham Platner to make it equal.
Listen, I don't care about my relationship or lack thereof with Emma and Sam. That doesn't matter to me at all. What matters to me, though, is how you actually accomplish the policies you want. And if, in their minds, it's okay, we're gonna overlook all of this stuff that we would like totally destroy your life over or my life over. It's okay because we wanna build power.
She's saying that her life was destroyed essentially because of all like the beef that happened recently online and shit.
Progressive power in Congress. I would maybe believe that, except I have come to learn, and hopefully everyone else who's been paying attention has come to learn, that if you're gonna rely simply on electoralism to accomplish any of this stuff, you will be disappointed time and time again. AOC, disappointment. How is she being outflanked by Marjorie Taylor Greene on the topic of healthcare right now? It's insane. So you need to build coalitions outside of Congress, organize people to actually apply the pressure to these lawmakers to help get these policies accomplished, and that's impossible to do. It's literally impossible to do, because if you're on the left, and God forbid you
Scouts, as Scout is taken, says do not worry. It says Anna got treated with kid gloves for at least 6 months. She kept doubling down. She also turned on her previous positions on the homeless and landlords. Okay, so I mean, I guess it was an accumulation of bad takes. But again, for a while they were trying to go for that left, for that centrist thing. And I mean, look, her views changed after a while. Look, I don't know, man. There's something about me that like refuses to completely turn on Cenk and Anna. I guess it's mostly for the Israel-Palestine takes, because they've been such strong advocates for that. And I honestly have not been watching TYT for a long time, so I don't know what a lot of their takes are. I just see the Vanguard posting a bunch of shit about them, and I'm like, are they really like that unhinged at this point? And I'm seeing a lot of the the clips on Twitter and stuff. But I mean, if they're transphobic, and I know they thought the Venezuelan gang had taken over a building or something. I know they were pushing that story a lot. Soul Life says, I don't respect their pivot from home of progressive to home of populist and then act like it's the same show, which is far from the only gaslight on TYT. That's true. No, I know. The show has changed a lot. I guess the show has changed. And I do remember Anna and Emma getting into, like, Emma was being pretty nice to Anna online, and then Anna brought a bunch of shit like about her personal life and Emma being rich. So I do remember Anna actually making it like a dirty fight or dirty argument when it didn't need to be like that. So I do kind of remember that. And that was unfortunate. Casanova is saying, I'm really not okay with the transphobia in the chat, guys. Is there if there's any transphobia in chat, if any moderators are around, please snuff that out. Yeah, there should no fucking transphobia. Who the fuck is being transphobic in here? Who be saying that? Haley, what be going? We got Haley's on it, folks. Don't be worrying about it. Soul Life says everyone reached out to Anna as a friend first. All the creators. Well, okay, I guess the creators did, but I mean, she thinks things could have happened differently. Dizzle says, remember, alliances are temporary. Policies are number one. That's true. Dreadful, don't worry. Don't apologize. Everybody chill. Everybody chill.
think the phrase birthing people is degrading to women, you're gone. You're gone. We're purging.
I know, but Anna, you're angry at the.
So I guess Anna's oversimplifying it. She's trying to make it seem like she was canceled for saying birthing people, but it was the totality of all the other shit that you guys were talking about.
Wrong end of it.
No,
So, okay,
I'm
hold on.
angry at the right thing. I'm angry at the ineffectiveness of the left in America.
Okay, but Anna, what am I doing? So at 8 o'clock Eastern, we know, we just started this a couple of weeks ago. We're crowdsourcing the revolution. What does that mean? To end the corruption. Is it foolhardy and naive? Sure, but I'm doing the exact thing. I'm trying to create something that could get left. Is canceling someone else on the left. Be super wary, because they're probably doing it for deeply selfish reasons.
Cenk,
to steal my views, they want to steal my subscribers.
I can't defend the tattoo thing. He did.
All right, let's show them. Let them keep canceling us. I don't mean us as in the young Turks. I mean all of us. The populists, the outsiders, the change agents, the progressives. And when someone on the left is canceling someone else on the left, be super wary, because they're probably doing it for deeply selfish reasons.
Cenk, I can't defend the tattoo thing. He did.
All right, let's show him the tattoo.
All right, so let me give you all the details on it. I just can't. I can't, and I won't. So he got this tattoo. Are we allowed to show the imagery? I don't even know.
I don't know, man. There's so many stupid rules. I mean, so, how could people judge if we don't show it to them? So show it to them.
Okay, so this is the tattoo. You're gonna see.
I mean, I'm kind of with Anna in this case. The thing about Anna, I guess she's someone you're not gonna be able to agree with all of her takes. Anna's gonna be one of these people where she's gonna be a controversial figure. She considers herself, I think, politically, she's unhoused now. She's like, she doesn't have a team, but I think we don't need to watch this anymore. But I do want to bring up a clip of her talking about Hasan not too long ago on Habibi House podcast, which actually they've reached out once. Let me see. I don't need this to be open here. Excuse me. about an hour into that part, and I think we've reacted to this in the past, but I think it's kind of worth talking about now with all of this stuff, like people criticizing Hasan online. I was like, if there's one thing, looking at this, like here, let's watch
in a
this.
region that's actually incredibly important to the globe when it comes to natural resources.
Yeah, I mean, so you're even able to say all this stuff because you're in independent media. I mean, the Young Turks, obviously trailblazers. You've been doing this for a long time, and hope we see you on even bigger and better podcasts. But one more thing that was mentioned, I think it was a tweet of yours as well. Somebody that might be on the same side. You're outspoken, and you recently tweeted about Hasan being a slave to his audience.
Yeah.
Is this kind of like a big sister moment, like tough love, or are you guys actually beefing?
So I remember this moment when she tweeted that Hasan is a slave to her audience, and she's so happy that she doesn't have the same problem.
Her moment, like tough love, or are you guys actually beefing?
No, we're actually beefing. I think he treats his own uncle like shit, and it pisses me off. I love Cenk, and he's such a kind-hearted, good person who's given Haas opportunities, which led to his career being what it is today.
Right.
The way that he trashes his own uncle is like not being pure enough. Like, it was pretty infuriating to me. And I think he does do it because he is afraid of his audience. His audience consists of that faction of the left that I was talking.
This is the thing, and I'm not talking about what she's saying about his audience, even though she does have a point there. But I think that is one of the biggest criticisms I can give Hasan. I think he should help his uncle, man. Like, help your uncle. If you think your uncle is saying fucking cringy ass shit, and I know he tries when they do Janksgiving, and I watch Janksgiving every year. It's super fucking fun. I love watching Hasan and Cenk go at it. And Hasan trying to help Cenk, but like, you got to help him more, man. Like, Cenk really did give Hasan his start. He hired him over at TYT, and I've seen the video of Hasan talking about how like Cenk didn't give him credit for like a show that Hasan created. I get that. I'm sure that was annoying and shit. But I mean, he did put him on the map. He brought him on there with like no experience, and I'm sure that helped Hasan learn a lot to start his own Twitch channel and start streaming. He learned a lot about political commentary that way. He learned a lot about the business, must have made a lot of connections. And the way he seems to just so happily side with Majority Report, even though, granted, listen, even if Hasan agrees with Majority Report more on an ideological basis, don't you have some kind of loyalty for family? And like, shouldn't you try to help your uncle at least come to the right side? Or don't take such a public stance with the Majority Report when you know him and your uncle are like beefing publicly, or when you know that like your uncle loses his mind. And I know what a lot of people are going to think, and I also, granted, you guys are, I'm like going to correct myself. I'm going to devil's advocate myself. Just because someone's your family, you don't automatically owe people loyalty or love or anything because they're family. There are some family members that are shit and horrible and toxic for people's lives. Some people, in order to heal and live as themselves and really live a true life, they need to purge their family, some family members from their life. So I also believe that. But I don't think Cenk is that kind of person to Hasan. I think Cenk genuinely like loves Hasan and takes care of Hasan. When Hasan got into that streaming thing and said America deserved 9/11, like Cenk had him on his show like the next day to try and like help him and like try to quell things. Dizzle McFizzle sends a $5 dono and says, also remember they are media figures. Graham is before a little bit ago was a private citizen. Nogzulato sends $5 and says TYT has also exploited their workers, and Hasan called it drama, which the Vanguard called him out for, reducing it despite Hasan complaining about it. Yes, I know TYT tried to union bust, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah. Deculturation sends $2 and says Vanguard said there was well-intentioned Z founders. What does that mean? Jordan M just gifted 5 Do Not Worry memberships. Thank you so much, Jordan. I think we might have hit our goal. Dizzle McFizzle sends another 5 and says the blood of struggle is thicker than the water of the womb. That's true. So that you're kind of agreeing with what, like, yeah. So it doesn't matter if you're related to someone. It's about
where you
the
have
issues.
to be 100% pure. His audience consists of that faction of the left that I was talking about, where you have to be 100% pure. If you don't fully accept birthing person terminology, then you must be anti-trans. Like, that's the group we're talking. By the way, sometimes Haas.
North Star Radio says Hasan is low-key audience captured. Oh, I definitely agree. Hasan is definitely audience captured, for sure. For sure. And just last time, he was complaining about, he's like, fuck this portion of the left, fuck the purity tests, fuck all of that. Like, he was not like this pure than thou thing when he was just having his meltdown a few days ago.
Slips. and you must be anti-trans. Like that's the group we're talking. By the way, sometimes Haas slips. And
he's streaming all the time. You're gonna slip.
Yeah, but what I mean by slips is he'll slip about like, oh, these leftist purity chirpers, right? And
so
it's
he'll
like,
say something that you agree with.
100%. Yeah. So it's like, whatever. I don't know. I have less respect for people who are caught in this like doom loop of audience capture.
Right.
You like either you tell the truth or you don't. You either share what you actually think or you don't.
I less agree with her. Like I'm sharing this video less about her talking about him being audience captured, more about just him like not being loyal enough to Cenk. Like am I crazy? Do you guys have a soft spot for Cenk? Let me put a poll. Let me start a poll. Despite everything, do you have a soft spot for Cenk and Anna? Yes, no. Start poll. I just want to know. Do you think they're redeemable? Do you like anything about them? Like, I still kind of like, I think Cenk is a nice guy. I really appreciate Cenk's passion for wanting to fight for the right thing, but I think he loses his way and he gets too fucking into, kind of like Ethan in many ways. They focus so much on the negativity, the negative comments, and they let it consume them. And they get consumed by the negativity, the negative comments. They are more preoccupied with fighting with their audience than trying to build connections or understanding. They argue with their audience. They take everything as a personal attack. And they also spend like episodes reading negative comments or responding to some random fucking person in the live chat. Okay, the no has blown up now. So the soft spot for Cenk is down to 29%, and no is at 71%. So I guess I'm in the minority here. I'm in the minority. Everyone's like, fuck no. Yeah, they're really based about Israel. That's the thing. Like, to me, it's the Israel. Like, I've only really been consuming, the only time I've been consuming Anna and Cenk content in the past, like, year or year and a half is in the context of Israel and Palestine. So in that case, I've really only been seeing good shit. The Nogzulato says no one owes family loyalty. Sometimes family sucks. Exactly. And that's the point that I'm trying to make. Like, he doesn't owe him loyalty, but I don't think Cenk sucks. Like, I think Cenk is just cringe. Just like an old Turkish uncle is. Like, if my uncle, like, you know what I mean? Like, my uncles are probably, if my uncle was on fucking YouTube yelling about the news all day, it would be the cringiest fucking shit on the planet. He's a boomer Turkish man. Of course he's going to be cringe talking about politics. Like, I don't know. I don't find that... I find that crazy. Dizzle, should we try to... Am I getting attacked again? What's happening? Haley, no one's attacking me. Is anyone attacking in chat? I'm not taking anything offensively anymore. It's all slipping over me. Again, you guys, like, disagreements are fine. You know what I mean? Just everybody chill out. Everybody chill out. We're trying to have conversations over here. But who's attacking me, Haley? I want to know. Name them. Stunston says, I never liked TYT. I used to like TYT back in the day. They used to do good election coverage. I used to watch a lot of their stuff. Also, the amount of news that I watch increases a lot during elections. So TYT, and when I was in college, I didn't have cable. A cable subscription, so I used to try to watch all my news on YouTube. So TYT was there for me, baby. TYT was there for me back in like 2008 to 2012 or whatever. Jim says my loyalty belongs to our mod team. Thank you for the $2 dono, Jim. Babylon Marduk says no attacks that I'm aware of. They've been saying horrible things. Dizzle, okay, you guys want to try to do this really quick? Let's try to get on a quick call because I have to get off the podcast in like 40 minutes. And I want to try to get to the Ludwig stuff. Let us see how we can do this. Do I still have my Zoom? We're gonna speak with a veteran, folks. I need to start a virtual camera. New meeting. Start. Let's hope this works. Trying to do this on the fly. Participants, copy invite link. I don't know. I don't even have that much of a man with long last name says don't let people intimidate you out of having a bad take. I don't even think I'm having that much of a take. All I'm saying is Anna and Cenk are based on Palestine. And right now, everyone else is way too quick to forgive a fucking Nazi. So it does make me question. Like, yeah, they were super quick to throw out Anna, but if there's a whole laundry list of shit, then yeah, maybe it makes sense. Okay, 1 second, guys. I'm busy. What are you guys saying? I got to do it where? Dizzle needs your Zoom. I messaged you in mod chat. Okay, how do I access mod chat? Okay, this is the link to the Zoom. Abdul Aziz says anyone can be based on Palestine. It's a low bar. I mean, look, I also do kind of agree that a lot of people on the left are a little bit too easy to dismiss people for. Like, Zionism to me is not excused. Like, transphobia and Zionism are unacceptable. So if someone's transphobic, sure, they're not welcome. And if someone's a Zionist, they're not welcome. But I feel like sometimes people are a bit too extreme. I mean, look what I fucking said about the caller, man. Okay. What's happening right now? We are waiting to have hopefully a veteran with us on the line to talk about Platner. Oh yeah, shout out Brittany Simon, by the way. Shout out to Brittany Simon. I wrote it down. I wanted to not forget. Brittany Simon was super sweet and talked about sort of like the situation that I was in on her stream. So thank you to friend of the show, Brittany Simon, everyone. W's in the chat for Brittany Simon. Hello, can you guys... Dizzle, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Can you guys hear Dizzle? Dizzle, can you say something else?
Yo.
A little bit more. You doing good? How you doing? Give me a long sentence, a full sentence.
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing? Just over here in Green Bay. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you all right. Can you guys hear Dizzle fine? All right. Well, Dizzle, as our resident veteran, you reached out, you sent a super chat asking if you wanted to call in and give your thoughts on the Graham Platner situation. Please, we are eager to hear your thoughts. I'm going to keep your name off screen so that, we don't have to reveal that.
Good. Well, okay, so like Graham Platner was he was a machine gunner sergeant for the Marine Corps, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in the Army after that. There's very, very, very little things that someone can do with that experience outside of security guard shit.
So right? As a machine gunner, okay.
As a machine gunner, he has no skills that transfer over to like civilian life. Like, it's a wonder, considering what he did and went through, that he didn't come home and put a gun in his mouth immediately.
Okay,
like,
shit.
That's what happens to those guys.
You know what I'm saying?
They don't get a lot of support.
And he did get treatment for PTSD, if I'm not mistaken. By the way, very nice to hear. Yeah. It's the first time I hear your voice. Very nice to hear your voice, Dizzle. Nice to meet you. So he did get treated for PTSD, correct?
And yeah, so you got to remember, he was in Ramadi and Fallujah. Ramadi and Fallujah were very big battles in the unlawful war that America did against Iraq.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that's the thing is, like, okay, well, him going to work for Blackwater doesn't surprise me. Like, I did convoys in the Air Force, right? So I drove trucks all throughout Iraq. That's barely a transferable skill, and I have the ability to get a CDL if I wanted to, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like with the guys that are in the more combat centered jobs, there is no skills they have that could transfer over. So it would make sense that he would go to college, kind of spin out there, because again, he's been for the past 10 years kill the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
He's been one way and one way only. And when you join the Marine Corps, especially, it's 14 weeks of basic training. They take out your brain and they put in a machine.
That's true. Yeah, you're reprogrammed.
Dehumanizing.
Yeah,
you're reprogrammed, and it's like, but that is the reason why, like that's the reason why it's super hard for that to happen, and that's the reason why the people are so fucked up, and it's because you know, people that long for freedom don't need to have their brains, you know, rewired. You know what I'm saying? So we know that something is being done that's incorrect.
Okay.
You know, because you have to, in order to do imperial violence like that, you have to be rewired by the state, and the Marines are very good at doing rewirings.
I can imagine. So I mean, you're giving us, I mean, with your commentary and your experience, you're giving us kind of a bit more of a reason to be a bit more forgiving, at least when it comes to him joining Blackwater. Like, it is, I guess, being a machine gunner is pretty limiting in terms of like.
And then also, my brother-in-law was in Abu Ghraib as well.
Oh damn!
My ex brother-in-law.
During when the atrocities happened.
Yes.
Oh shit!
It was around that same time. It was, so basically what happened was this, is that so my ex brother-in-law, my sister's first husband, who is I am still in contact with, because, you know, the army really fucked him up. He joined right after 9/11.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? He got fed all the same bullshit we all got fed, and you know, he jumped to serve, whatever. And he was a 82nd Airborne military policeman, and he was stationed in Fort Bragg, which is, as we know, Fort Bragg is notorious for the criminality that special forces guys do, the sexual assaults and the drugs that are poured through that place. It's insane.
Damn.
Right? So he's in that environment, right? And then on top of that, they take over Abu Ghraib, right? And you got to remember, this is the time when the CIA was doing all the torture, and they were teaching the army units that were attached to CIA units how to torture people. And my brother-in-law took over Abu Ghraib. His unit took over Abu Ghraib right after those pictures were leaked. Because
oh my God.
That unit that was there wasn't an MP unit. They were an infantry unit. And so whenever he took it over, whenever his unit took it over, whatever, again, things didn't get better. Like, they didn't get better.
So the torture,
you know, the government.
So that stuff continued at Abu Ghraib after that whole controversy?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Stuff, really bad shit kept happening there. It's just that it didn't get spoken about because they stopped taking pictures of it.
Yeah. So I mean, right? I'm guessing when Platner was there 2 years after the bad shit happened, it was probably still happening when he was around.
Well, no. That's not necessarily the case. Is that the fact of the matter is that, like, there was probably the prison was probably less populated by that point.
Okay.
And on top of that, since the army is no longer, the contractors are doing it, right? The army doesn't have any kind of oversight with it. So if anything, probably a lot. If anything did happen, we're never going to know about it.
Yeah, so because Blackwater, like the Blackwater mercenaries were doing the torturing if it was happening.
Exactly, at that time. But the thing is though, is there's no proof that they were doing the torturing. There's no proof that they weren't either.
Okay.
And since it becomes a contractor base, it becomes a black site for the CIA. And so that was the reason why that fight kind of happened.
Okay.
Because the army was like, listen, we have procedures, and there's inspector generals that you can kind of leak to. But once it becomes a contract position, it becomes full black site, full CIA. Nobody has to answer to anybody else. And the CIA can do whatever the hell they want to. So what happened is, I'm not saying the contractors are doing anything. Damn sure CIA guys are doing shit, though.
Okay, damn. Well, Nola has a question for you. Actually,
go ahead.
Nola has a question. Says, how does it work that someone just gets moved from the Marines to the Army? Just curious if that's okay to ask. If unaware, that's no problem.
So here's the thing: is that it's called cross training. It's called going. In the Air Force is a term for it. It's called going blue to green. So basically, any intra-service can go and join another intra-service. So if you're in the Navy, you can join the Marine Corps while you're in the Navy. The only problem is that the Marine Corps mandates that anybody that goes into their service has to go through their boot camp.
Okay.
So the Army doesn't mandate that either. So what happens is the Army doesn't mandate that. So Marine Corps units can go to the Army without going to basic training again, and then they basically get an equivalent job in the Army.
Okay.
And so what happens is that here's the thing: is that at the time when I know the time when Grant Platner was in, because I was in the same time. So at the time where he was in, whatever, the Marine Corps was not allowing people to have tattoos.
Oh, okay.
So he probably was given an ultimatum. I would assume he was probably either given an ultimatum or he wanted to rotate out of the Marine Corps because they were going to send him back a 5th time or something like that. Because the Marine Corps was just sending guys constantly.
Oh,
like they were like, you would go for a year, come back for a month, and go back out.
So like he might have gotten a tattoo to like get disqualified from the military?
No, not necessarily, because you can't have visible tattoos.
Oh,
right?
no visible tattoos. Okay.
Yeah, it's visible tattoos. So probably what happened, he probably cross-trained into the Army to get out of another combat deployment with the Marine Corps. Because during the time where he would have been in, Ramadi and Anbar province and all that stuff like that was all area of operations for the Marine Corps. So if he would have went to the Army, there's a good chance he could have got a better assignment staying stateside as opposed to constantly going again with his unit.
Damn. Well, Dizzle, I don't want to keep this.
And
no, go ahead.
Well, and here's the thing: when you cross into an intra-service, you have to they basically take a picture of you naked, and they have to record everything you have on you. So if, like
there are more pictures of his nipples out there. Is that what you're saying, Dizzle? There are more pictures of Grant Platner's nipples out there.
The DOD has more pictures of his nipples.
God damn it!
It's Department of Defense. So basically, what happens is that, and you have to declare every tattoo you have, because if you're ever captured, and say you're cut up in a bunch of pieces, they have to find some way to identify you.
And the fact that they're okay, like none of them flagged that, like isn't that like an indictment of the like military kind of, and like the fact that they're like, oh yeah, there's a Nazi tattoo that they never pointed out.
Remember, here are the things, right? Is that like, yeah, he has a Nazi tattoo, right? That tattoo that he had, that is a Totenkopf. That's what that's called. It's a death head from an SS brigade. It's called a Totenkopf. But like, the person giving him the screening wouldn't have known that, number one. And on top of that, it's 2011 or 2009, 2008 through 2010, 2011. The surge is happening.
Ah, so that's right. The surge.
Needs as many bodies as possible.
That's right. I remember the surge.
So they're gonna.
By the way, Haley D sends $2 and says, "Reminder that people like Dizzle are in Discord voice chat. So if you guys want to join our Discord and hear more from Dizzle, you can do that."
Yep. So like the thing is like the Army can wave away anything. And even if you have as long as it's not a swastika.
Okay, that's the obvious one.
Exactly. They can wave it away and they'll be like, oh, okay. Because what they'll do is that they'll give him a background check. And the meaning that like, since he had that tattoo, like, okay, whatever. They do a background check, see if he's involved in any kind of extremist activity. He wasn't. So they move forward.
So do you think we're being too hard on little old Graham Platner? Do you think we should give him more of a benefit of the doubt? Or like, do you understand why a lot of people are kind of upset with him? Or like concerned about the Nazi tattoo? And like, did he actually mean it? Did he actually not know? 18 years? Like, what do you think about the whole thing?
I mean, I'm a sicko when it comes to World War II history. So I immediately recognized what that was. Most people don't.
Yeah, I had no idea. I wouldn't have recognized.
But also, he's kind of a stupid idiot, sure, which is an indictment on what he could possibly do in the Senate. All right. But there's only 2 people in that race. in the primary for the Democrats. There
And
is that. It's the crypt keeper and him.
He is the lesser of two evils, I guess, in that case. You know, because even if he was a Nazi in the past, at least he's a reformed Nazi.
Well, the thing is, though, it's like, okay, well, but there again, there is evidence of mistakes past, right? But what has he been doing for the past 10 years since he's been out? Has he been to rallies? Has he been writing letters about how, you know, the great replacement's happening? No, he's not active. Like he doesn't seem to be active in any kind of extremist circles. The only thing he's been screaming about on Reddit for the past 10 years or 15 years is the fact that we need communism or whatever. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
So he's been doing some radical, like leftist shit, but I understand people's apprehension. I get that. I'm not saying you should forgive him, but I'm also saying that he's a politician. He's a tool to be wielded for your policies. Now, there's no fucking way. Sorry, there's no freaking way that the Crypt Keeper is gonna. Yeah, there's no fucking way that the Crypt Keeper is gonna pass any of the shit that he's talking about, right?
Yeah.
And we know Susan Collins is a Republican. She's basically a Nazi right now.
Yeah. So current Nazi versus former Nazi, or potential former
Nazi.
Nazi.
Roll the dice. Yeah, you want to roll the dice? Okay.
American elections, American politics are always so interesting.
It's the same shit with if I'm sure there's politicians in Lebanon where it's like, well, this guy at least.
Don't get me here. We have militia leaders that were heads of militias in the 90s that were killing each other and destroying the country that are still running for elections here. So Lebanon is a completely other issue. Don't even get me started on Lebanon. It's a country run by thugs, militia leaders, militias, whatever. It's fucked up over here.
But you got to remember, it's like if any place, you know, like what is it? People are running for whatever. It's like, all right, well, you know, if you were to compare it with Lula and Bolsonaro in Brazil, like Lula's not a perfect guy. I'm sure he had some corruption stuff going on, but he's a metal worker that's not trying to usher in a fascist state, and he's going to give people health care. Okay. As opposed to Bolsonaro wants to do a military coup or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah. No, I feel it. Nomadic Velocity says Abu Ghraib, Blackwater, end of discussion. So I mean, look, it's a touchy subject. I get what you're saying, and I respect everything that you're saying, and I also understand people that are like, it's a bit much. So I mean, like, he did get into oyster farming. He could have jumped into oyster farming before joining Blackwater. You know what I mean? He could have been like, you know what? I'll try my hand at oyster farming. But part of him was like, I kind of enjoyed my stint in the military. I kind of maybe, and he always talks. I mean, people are saying that he talks about his time in the military with like regret, but he also a lot of times he says that he's very proud of it, and like he described it on Reddit as like it was a lot of fun and exciting and stuff like that. So I just don't know what's inside the guy's head. Also, at the end of the day, he could say whatever he wants.
Yeah, and again, I understand. I 100%. When the person in the chat was like, "Hey, Abu Ghraib, that's a red line for them." I understand that.
Yeah,
I'm not going to tell them to move their red line at all. You know what I'm saying? The same way that I wasn't going to tell anybody, especially I live in Wisconsin. I live in a swing state, so I had to kind of grit my teeth and vote for Kamala. But I wasn't telling anybody else in any other place to do it. I was like, listen, she's supporting a genocide. I can't get, I couldn't even knock doors for her, man.
Yeah, I know. I feel you. I feel you, man.
I can't do this. You know what I'm saying? And that was the thing is that like, but you know what I mean? It's like, and I still don't think that was the wrong decision for people to withhold their vote. I 100% was like, yes. As a block, that was the right thing to do.
As an Arab person, I couldn't do it.
Trump could have been better. We don't know. What we did know.
He's not, though.
Democrats are doing genocide.
Now we know, though. Jim sends another $5 and says Discord link is in the description, comrades, and joining is free for those of you who want to join our Discord and hear more from Dizzle McFizzle. Well, Dizzle, this has been an awesome call. Honestly, I don't want to keep you too long, and we got like 20 minutes to get this. We're going to talk about Ludwig real quick. It's been super nice.
One last thing.
Oh, please go for it. Yes, of course.
So one last thing is that people need to realize the simple fact that a lot of people were brainwashed during this time
The Iraq
which again
War
doesn't excuse what the United States government and by extension the people inside the military did. It explains it, right? So we're gonna have to look at people running for office now with, you know, a discerning eye. And as long as what they're doing now and what they have been doing since their time has been one of championing human rights, championing leftist politics, equality, equity, peace, anti-imperialism, demilitarization, then I think we can hold our nose and look past a lot of stuff that we're doing. But again, it does not change the fact that a great crime had been committed and we were complicit within that crime.
Yes, absolutely. And again, I think a lot of people are willing to overlook or to be okay with the military service. I think no one, because there's going to be a lot of people who served who are going to want to serve in the government, etc. People are going to have to be fine with that, especially if people have are reflective about their service and are regretful about some of the maybe the violent or bad things that they had to do, etc. If they can recognize that stuff. I think what the problem is more so is the tattoo and I guess the Blackwater. And you've given the context you gave around the fact that he was a machine gunner, so like when he kind of had no other choice. But I mean, I think he did kind of, but like you added some context to that. But I think that's more of the problem. Him being in the military is fine, I think, but I think that's what's kind of rubbing people the wrong way or giving people pauses. Blackwater and Abu Ghraib at this point. Abu Ghraib, Blackwater, and the tattoo. So it's like all of that.
People need to search, like, again, people need to search their hearts and do what is right, that they think is right to do. And on top of that, continue to fight for the peace and stability and the policies that prevent people from being ordered to go out and do those horrible things. You know what I mean?
I know.
It's like, we have to kind of do that stuff. And on top of that, it's like, you know, again, alliances are temporary, policies are permanent.
Yeah. I guess it's just sad that like people have to like hold their nose and vote for someone like that in order to guarantee that they like try to get Medicare for all or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like in order to secure themselves like a proper and dignified life, you have to vote for people that could be fucking dirtbags. And at this point, they don't have another choice. They don't have another choice.
But it's the same. It'd be the same thing with Israel and Palestine. To get one state, we're gonna have to deal with people that are going to have paths of being monsters on both sides, right?
Yeah.
Some more than others. The people that have the most power.
One side,
way more. You know what I'm saying?
know.
One side is the horrible. One side is a reaction to what's happening. One side is the cause of that.
I'm just messing with you. Cancel Dizzle, folks. You know what he's trying to say.
No.
He's both sidesing it. He's both sidesing it.
But again, like they're gonna have to deal with each other in some meaningful way, and that only is gonna be able to, you know, truth and reconciliation and putting Benjamin Netanyahu and the entire Knesset in fucking jail.
Quick, but before I let you go, let's get you canceled. What do you think about Anna Kasparian? Do you have a soft spot for Cenk and Anna or no?
I've been I was a TYT person for a long time. I can't really fuck with them too much anymore because again, they have a higher responsibility because they're media figures. They have a huge platform and they can sway opinion. And her trumpet, you know, Anna, I washed my hands of Anna when she did the whole Trenda Aragua bullshit.
Yeah, the
like,
gang.
Yeah, dude, like that's gonna have a real effect in people's lives because that is a machine. Much like the what's it called? Just like the military, it's a machine. You know, when you pull those levers of being like, oh, crime's out of control. The police are a machine that kill people. That's it. That's what they do.
Nola Magnolia.
You're working that machinery.
Oh, Nola, thanks you, Dizzle. Says thank you, Dizzle, and thanks, Anthony, for taking the call. I agree. We have to remember, if you can, the level of brainwashing post 9/11. It was on par with how people in the IDF or IOF are educated.
But
very true.
Again, it's not your responsibility to force people to forgive you.
Yeah,
you can only be sorry, and they are allowed to hate you forever, and that's okay.
Beautiful last words, Dizzle. It was an honor having you on. thank you so much for calling in. Thank you for recommending this. This was such a good idea. Everyone in the chat seemed to love the call. Everybody join Discord. You want to hear more from Dizzle? Jump in on Discord. Dizzle, thank you so much for being such a big supporter of the channel, for always being in the live chat, for always sending in support, for being such a big part of the community, for being on Discord, all that sort of thing. We very much love you. We love the context that you offered us. You are our favorite veteran. W's in the chat for Dizzle McFizzle. Dizzle, have a good night, good sir, and thank you so much for the call.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
Goodbye, sir. Have a good one. Oh, that went great. Our community's fucking awesome. Okay, let's get this stream done. Let's do the Ludwig stuff real quick. Switch to a lighter topic. Nothing controversial. We're not going to watch Ludwig's take on the caller. We don't need to know what he thinks of the caller. But this video has been going viral. Ludwig talking about like Hasan and essentially not wanting to go to Hasan's funeral. Are we done with the Anna clip?
Yeah. And the idea of throwing family under the bus to appease
Yeah.
that mob, like, I don't know. I have this thing with loyalty, which is either healthy or unhealthy. I don't know. I don't care, but it is what it is. And especially when it comes to family, especially when it comes to someone who has helped me in some way, either in building my career or helped me in some other way, I'm not going to turn my back on them the second it becomes uncomfortable to support them. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. And talking about family and loyalty, we want to shout out our sponsors.
I mean, look, I get Anna's point. Let us move to, I would say, Hasan, stand by your uncle. Help your uncle. If your uncle is being cringe, if your uncle has some bad takes, invite him onto your show more often. I don't know, man. Unless Hasan hates his fucking uncle, then I get that. Ludwig. I wanted to talk about Palestinians in Gaza eating chicken again. We're not going to watch his take on the shot caller. But people are mad at Ludwig for the shot caller thing. Oh, mango. Okay, let's watch the shot caller video, actually. Because you need to know why people are mad at him, okay? So people are mad at Ludwig. This was the first clip that went viral. He's talking about the caller. Okay, no comment from me on this.
I think Hasan shocks his dog? I have no fucking clue. I think he lied about... Do I think Hasan shocks his dog? I have no fucking clue. I think he lied about having a shot caller. I think he 100% had a shot caller based off what's on my For You page. Maybe I'm getting psyoped. He's adamant that he hasn't shocked her. But that 100% is a shot caller, as a fact. I feel like that shit is 100% a shot caller. But I got no clue. And I think when you come in and you say, oh no, you're going to get the Hasan call now, I think like you are like genuinely pathetic. Like you are still pretending to live in a universe where it is like brave to speak out against Hasan, as if that is not like the popular side to be on.
I saw a screenshot of him having like an AT&T sponsored like too. Does that happen during this clip? Like Red Bull and AT&T, like what a fucking sellout. Anyway, so he's like 100% it's a shot caller, etc., etc. So people are angry, are upset at him, and then this clip goes viral. By the way, people in the chat are saying he needs to push back on Jank. Well, if he wants, if Jank says something that he disagrees with, then absolutely push back, but like push back with love, push back because he's your uncle. And no, someone said I'm acting like he's calling out Jank. He's not, but like he supports and glazes Sam Cedar so much, while not glazing his uncle, that it kind of seems like a backhanded thing. Like, you know what I mean? It kind of seems like kind of mean in a way, indirectly, like by glazing Sam Cedar all the time. When he knows that his uncle is beefing with him, it seems like he's kind of spitting on his uncle in a way. Does that make sense? And then this clip of Ludwig goes viral for saying that he's not friends with Hasan.
Now, coming clean politically, I don't know if you guys know much about me. I share probably a decent amount of politics with Hasan. Not everything. I'm not a socialist. I like making money. I'm a fucking CEO here. But
that's so dude. I like making money. I'm a fucking CEO here. That's just I don't know, comes off as fucking douchey.
I'm not a socialist. I like making money. I'm a fucking CEO here. But, you know, some other maybe more social issues, sure. I'm also not even friends with Hasan. Legitimately, I'm not. He's not someone that I invite to like my birthday or things like that.
So people find this weird because, like, isn't he? He's dating QT Cinderella, and QT, isn't she close friends with Hasan, and she co-hosts a podcast with Hasan? So people are like kind of lost.
He's someone I've done streams with, and I think they were fun. He's a streamer friend is the group I call. But we're not boys. My boys are fucking Slime, Aiden, Nick, the people that I hang out with actually on a week-to-week basis. When I retire, I will never speak to 95% of the streamers I collab with again. Hasan is part of that group. That's a fact. This is just the reality of life.
That's so fun. Like, okay, this might be real, but like, how the fuck can you get on camera and be like, when I retire, this person that I hang out with and I'm buddy with, I'm never gonna talk to him again. I fucking promise. Like, isn't that fucking awkward if Hasan fucking sees that? Like, that's what I love. Like, when I met the Arabs in LA, when I met Frogan, Raf, and Capri, like, we just hung out. We didn't live stream the whole fucking thing. I wasn't hanging out with them because I was going to get something out of it for like live streaming content. Like, I went on their podcast. We filmed an episode for an hour. That was it. We hung out for 4 fucking days. Just had a good fucking time. We just like hung out. We liked each other as friends, as people. I feel like all these streamers are so fucking shallow and they pretend to be friends and make like, I wouldn't want to collaborate with, I mean, unless it's like just for like an interview, I'll bring someone on randomly. I don't want to collab with someone regularly unless I like them. If I'm going to regularly collab with someone and make videos with them, I better fucking like them. And yes, it would be nice if they were my friend. It's so fucking weird.
Okay. Connor, I'm an actual friend with. Connor, I would actually speak with after. But most streamers, I wouldn't. It's just true. They wouldn't go to my funeral. I wouldn't go to their funeral. We would never speak again.
I wouldn't go to their funeral. Like, what the fuck? If Hasan died, you wouldn't go to his funeral? Like, I just find these comments fucking weird. And it just makes these streamers look like such, I don't know, weird fucking people, man. Like, I'm part of this industry now. I'm a streamer, folks. I guarantee you, if I hang out with a streamer, and if I tell you that, hey, I like this streamer, and if we hang out multiple times, if I do multiple streams with someone, that means I like them. That means if they die, I will go to their funeral, folks. I'm that kind of guy. Praise me in the comments, please.
Same thing that you would experience if you ever worked like a job and then retired from said job or moved on to a different job.
I don't know. You don't have to be friends with everyone you collaborate with. Like, you don't have to be friends with every other streamer. But like, his girlfriend is like close to Hasan. Doesn't he see Hasan regularly by virtue of being QT Cinderella's boyfriend? Like, why the fuck is he saying this shit? Anyways, so people are mad at Ludwig. Everyone's hating Ludwig now. Okay, the same people that some people that were mad at me, and people I remember when I was checking Reddit last week. I haven't checked Reddit since like last week, folks. I promise. But I remember a lot of people were calling me out for like, yeah, Anthony's quick to throw people under the bus. He did it to Ludwig. Multiple people said that. That was kind of funny. Like, he threw Ludwig under the bus and was chanting Mango. He was defending and chanting Mango. When, by the way, I didn't even know who the fuck Mango was. It was the first ever time I fucking heard of Mango was a few months ago when he did that. When he harassed people at that fucking Mario Kart competition. But I was never defending Mango. I was fucking joking about Mango. I even found out that when I found out that Mango had a kid, I fucking burst out laughing when I found out that he had a wife and kid. But anyways, people were like, Anthony is so shitty and he's so quick to dismiss people. He even dismissed Ludwig. Well, what about now? Do you guys still like little old Ludwig? I've always said Ludwig was a piece of shit, and I stand by what I said about fucking Mango. Okay, I fucking stand by that. He invited a fucking known alcoholic to an event that's all about fucking drinking and fucking set him loose. He set Mango loose on the unsuspecting victims. Good old fucking Mango was losing his mind, dry humping everything he could fucking see. And then Ludwig's like, oh yeah, I'm banning Mango from my events. Motherfucker, it's your fucking fault. Sure, it's also Mango's fault. People thought that because I said it's Ludwig's fault that it wasn't Mango's fault. I'm not fucking absolving Mango. And just because I'm chanting Mango doesn't mean he's innocent. You fucking bastards. It's Ludwig's initial fault. You invite the criminal to the party. Okay, once the criminal does the crime, of course criminal is to blame. But the fucking dumbass who invited the criminal, I fucking called it. I fucking hated Ludwig from as soon as I fucking saw him. You want to know something else? I don't even like QT Cinderella. They're both vanilla as fuck. QT Cinderella, Ludwig, vanilla content, vanilla personalities. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm sorry. And I was right about Ludwig. I did everything right, but they indicted me. I told you. Ludwig is a piece of shit, and he threw all the blame on Mango. Mango. I mean, we're kidding.
Guys, Mango just blew a point.
Okay, remember this? Guys, Mango just blew a what? What's that, Ludwig?
Guys, Mango just blew a .25.
Here's Ludwig celebrating that Mango just blew a .25. The man he's about to unleash on all these unsuspecting victims. Fucking Ludwig. Now you all see him for what he is. Wouldn't even go to someone's fucking funeral.
Mango just blew a .32.
That is my guy.
Hey, everybody! Mango just blew a .32.
Just to be clear, that is dangerous. That's not good.
You see, at least his friends like that's dangerous. Wait, someone, Noxalato says, didn't QT also fuel Jinx's drinking problem? Is Jinx, I think I know something about that, like Jinx, who she competed in the first Creator Clash. I do remember her having some kind of beef with QT. So look at this fucking guy celebrating Mango, the known alcoholic and potential sexual harasser. He's fucking celebrating his high alcohol levels. This fucking douchebag.
Hey, everybody! Mango just blew a .32.
That is dangerous. That's not good.
Like, do his fucking sponsors, like, are Red Bull, like, I'm not one to go after people's sponsors, but, like, are Red Bull and AT&T okay with that? Is that what's happening here?
That's not good. That's dangerous.
Let's up those numbers!
Oh, shit.
Everybody, get your second race ready to go.
There you go. There's Mango. There you go. Oopsie. What's happening there? You get what you see this?
Everybody, get your second race ready to go.
You got Mango humping Ludwig now. You like that, Ludwig? You like what you've helped create? You see, like, this is a tag team crime, in my opinion, between Ludwig and between Mango. Ludwig is, okay, 60% Mango, 40% Ludwig.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were Mango. I got confused.
Oh, fucking me. You just fucked me from behind. Get off me. Oh my god. He thrust so nicely.
Yeah, you don't like that, do you, Ludwig, huh? And then look at Ludwig talking about Mango. Like, yeah, I'm done inviting him to shit. And
so I feel really bad about that. And, you know, I reached out to anyone who I felt might have felt uncomfortable and talked to them. But also, and I already told Mango this, I'm no longer inviting.
So anytime they refer to him as Mango, it's funny to me.
But also, and I already told Mango this, I'm no longer inviting Mango to Mogul Moves events.
That's it. Mango's no longer invited to these events, which, I mean, good fucking call. Should have done it the first time. Never should have invited him to begin with.
Because, like, you know, it's a privilege to go to an event, man. Like, the whole point of an event is, like, it's a fun thing to do. It's a privilege to go to an event, man.
It's a privilege to go to an event? It's a privilege to go to a drunken Mario Kart Twitch streamer event? Look, what is this garbage? What fucking privilege is this? He's talking about it like you've been invited to the Nobel Peace Prize ceremony. It's a privilege to be invited to the Mario Kart drunk fest over at Ludwig's stream, of course. It's a privilege. Only a lucky few get to make an appearance at my drunken Mario Kart event, Twitch stream event, Mango, and you fucked up your privilege.
And, like, the whole point of an event is, like, it's a fun thing to do, have a good ass time. And if somebody appearing jeopardizes somebody else having a good time, that just can't be a thing. Now, I see a lot of dialogue on, like, broader implications. I'm only worried about my team, my events, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't speak for the Melee community. I'm not like,
my team, my events. What the fucking bullshit? What does he do? What does Ludwig do? What is even his content? Like, I don't even know. I don't even know what the fuck he does. I swear to God, I don't know what he does. Does he do React content? Does he do Reacts? What is it with Red Bull? Does he do, like, extreme sports? I know nothing about Ludwig. I want to know nothing about Ludwig. Nothing. Wala Huwe, wala QT Cinderella. Not a fan. But it was your fault. What happened with Mango? And Mango's fault, but more Ludwig's fault. Okay?
Like championing any other action. So
yeah, anyways. Yeah, someone was asking, he said he doesn't go to funerals. There he is. Says
Connor, I'm an actual friend with. Connor, I would actually speak with after. But most streamers I wouldn't. It's just true. They wouldn't go to my funeral. I wouldn't go to their funeral. We would never speak again. The same thing that you would experience if you ever worked like a job and then retired from said job or moved on to a different job.
Nox Lotto says Ludwig is lame. All he does is play video games. Hey, now I play video games. Speaking of which, if you guys want to subscribe to my gaming channel, here it is. Do Not Worry Gaming. We're currently playing The Quarry. We're going to be finishing The Quarry tomorrow night as part of Spooktober, and I'm going to be joined by my best friend, Elias. Elias is going to be here playing The Quarry with us, folks, tomorrow night. So it's going to be the two of us finishing off The Quarry. We have 3 chapters left. So subscribe to Do Not Worry Gaming. The link is pinned on top of the live chat that is also in the description of this video. Also join our Discord. This is it for the live stream. Do I have time for one more story? Well, I mean, I could talk about this real quick. I am mentioned in Ethan's lawsuit. Talked about this yesterday, but it didn't have time to quickly go over it. So I think I haven't read the full lawsuit. This was sent to me by North Star Radio comrade Casey. We're both in this. So here's what I think. I think this is what I understand. Ethan Klein is trying to sue the Reddit mods of the H3 Snark community. They filed some kind of an anti-slap or an anti-whatever to his lawsuit. They find an anti-motion, okay, whatever the fuck. I don't know anything about lawsuits. We're not gonna start reading lawsuits on this fucking show, on this stream. It's what Ethan wants, probably. He wants his lawsuits to become content. I do not care about the lawsuits. I don't want to cover the lawsuits, but my name is in the lawsuit, so I want to read it. Okay? So, Ethan tried to sue the Redditors of the H3 mod community. They filed an anti-something motion to dismiss Ethan's lawsuit. So, Ethan and his lawyer had to file another counter suit or whatever to what the Snark community on Reddit, what the Redditors filed. So, in defending himself, here is what Ethan says. Let me open the document. Here's where I'm listed. It says Anthony Sargon. The H3 Snark mod cites Sargon's Do Not Worry podcast as an example of us instructing our fans to comment on or report content from his enemies. So here, what he's basically saying is what I'm guessing is the Redditors are claiming that, hey, Ethan sent his fans to mass report this person. So he's actually harassing like this creator, Anthony, or Do Not Worry. So the Snark community used me in their lawsuit as like evidence that Ethan is trying to cancel, I think, leftist creators. So what Ethan is now doing is he's claiming that, like, yes, while we did send, so he's saying the H3 blah, 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 they use us as an example of instructing our fans to comment on or report content from his enemies. In a now deleted podcast episode, Sargon watched footage of Israeli civilians screaming while fleeing from rocket attacks and stated, "The screams, they are music to my ears." On February 7, 2025, we criticized Sargon for his reaction. So now Ethan is trying to justify sending his audience to mass report my channel by saying, yes, they're trying to use this guy as an example of me trying to mass report an Arab creator, but no, he actually said something horrific, so we responded normally. So I think this is what's happening. So now, folks, Anthony, me, have been, and right underneath me, by the way, North Star Radio, Comrade Casey, the two of us named in both lawsuits from the Reddit community and Ethan's response. So now Ethan is justifying sending his community to mass report my channel. That's what he's doing. And that is how I'm now I'm officially part of the lore. Not only am I part of the videos and the live stream lore, I am now part of the legal documentation. I am legal filings. Ethan Klein's Israeli settler lawyer. I forgot his name. Nassim Baroum. I am now, he has written my name. He has had to write Anthony Sargon. I mean, Milhouse, you know, it's my new middle name, apparently, according to those fuckers. I am now officially part of the lawsuits that are happening, myself and Comrade Casey. So congratulations, Comrade Casey. We have done it. We have done it. Here we are. Anthony Milhouse, Sargon, the H3 mod site. Sargons, do not worry. I mean, look, they forever immortalized my line. The screams, they are music to my ears. Kind of funny that they had to type that up. So anyways, with all of that, we're going to end today's podcast. Thank you so much to everybody who joined us. Sorry for the technical difficulties that happened and interrupted our broadcast. Thank you to our new members. We got a bunch of people. I'm going to update the members goal. We might have hit our members goal for the month. Thank you so much, North Star Radio. Thank you so much to everybody who watched today, who donated, who gifted a membership. We love you so much. To our patrons, we love you so much. It's 1 a.m. here. I'm going to call it a night. Much love to everybody. Much love to Dizzle McFizzle who called. To anybody who disagreed with me about my Anna and Jank takes. I agree that Anna has probably said a lot of transphobic things. I missed a lot of that coverage, to be honest with you guys. I'm sure they have horrible takes on a lot of things. I know they're very problematic, and I always give that disclaimer. Before I ever give Anna or Jank props for their pro-Palestinian takes, I always say, like, yo, they're having some horrible takes online, and they're getting canceled. So keep that in mind. But we're here to talk. That's it. No audience capture. Much love to everyone. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel and to the gaming channel. Have a good night. See you tomorrow for some gaming. And with that, as always,